everybody, welcome to the OnlyFans broadcast for our first two preliminary fights here at FCC 40, live from the Olympia in Liverpool. Going to be a cracking night of fights. Making his way down to the cage right now is Ali Azizi. As our main man in the cage, Ronnie Rowlands, mentioned, he is 1-0 from Manchester top team. More of a freestyle fighter coming in here to put on good performance, rack up another win, stay undefeated. He's been here at FCC 36, got a great decision victory over Curtis Sanderson. Kind of guy who stays on the outside, likes to use his fakes, his feints, set up the rest of his offense. I honestly think he's kind of Dominic Cruz-like, and you might not recognize him, Jason, because he shaved his hair all off since his last fight.
I'd like to also give a quick shout out to the chat on YouTube. We are live streaming right now. If you guys want to watch the fights, this is a fight companion, but you can come over to OnlyFans. It's free to get signed up. You don't have to pay anything. You can watch these fights, but we got a banger of a first fight here tonight.
And introducing his opponent, stepping out into the red corner, proudly representing Trident MMA, George Cooper.
And here comes Mr. George Cooper, 2-0 from Trident MMA, a very confident man. Not surprising, he's got a great team at Trident. It's a fantastic facility, so many good training partners who've been continuing to get this man ready. He's already off to a flying start, 2-0 as an amateur. Very sharp striking, very well trained in terms of his technical proficiency, but he's got great grappling, a great top game, and loves to hot those submissions when he gets down there. We saw an armbar in the second round of his last fight. I'm expecting more here tonight from George. Going to push the pace, push forward, and probably look for that takedown, Jason.
Absolutely, yeah. We've seen him do really well inside of the cage. We had the opportunity to watch him make his debut with this promotion not too long ago. He's got great cardio, outstanding balance against takedowns and any kind of threats. He's a really, really highly touted prospect, just getting to his start early on in his career. Let's see what happens in this fight.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is an amateur featherweight bout scheduled for three-minute rounds. First, fighting out of the blue corner. He is a freestyle fighter aiming for Manchester with a record of 1-0. Weighing in at 145.4 pounds and proudly representing Manchester top team, Ali Azizi. And introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, a grappler from Ellesmere Port with a record of 2-0, weighing in at 145.8 pounds and proudly representing Trident MMA, George Cooper. Your referee in charge when the action begins, Dave Finch.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, officially the first fight of the night here at FCC 40 in the Olympia. We have Ali Azizi, Manchester top team, in the blue shorts, blue corner. George Cooper of Trident MMA, red corner, in the light blue shorts here tonight. Should be a great scrap. Both guys undefeated as amateurs already. Those snapping strikes we saw from George in his last fight goes low to the leg.
Yeah, solid start here. Inside the cage, going for some of these leg kicks that just clashed a little bit there.
Yes, another nice leg kick, but Ali knows he needs to step on the inside. He's usually a guy that really bounces around. Pulls that one out of range this time. We'll see if George starts to set it up with the hands or something else. Ali's got that distance to cover, but I find he's very Dominic Cruz-like. He hangs in a range you can't hit him, and if you wait, then he'll blitz forward, and there's a little straight right hand to get things moving. Takes him off the feet. Power in that right leg from George Cooper.
Yeah, that was partially blocked there, but there was so much momentum that he went down anyway. I mean, talk about a collision there.
Circles across into it. Both men very, very composed in there. I mean, these guys, only 3 fights worth of experience between them. But, lovely job.
Exchange, and look at that.
And well done for Ali putting the combination together. George, why is he level changing as soon as he senses the timing there?
Yeah, we know he's really good on top here. We know Azizi's got some great defense. We saw that a lot in his last fight.
heavy with the whizzer, trying to stay on top. George trying to get those arms between the legs, lift up for a high crotch, finish this single leg and try and elevate the man off the cage. But Ali doing a good job. Azizi here, nice and heavy. Needs to get back over him.
Yeah, he's a brick wall right now. He is absolutely not moving an inch, just totally blockading everything.
That's a nice name.
But it's good work by George Cooper against the cage here, especially after that combination that he just got off of Azizi.
Halfway through this first round right now, Azizi letting the kicks go, but really gets most of his work done with the hands. It's a case of closing that distance.
Oh, nice
George
jab.
gonna snipe on the outside left hook there. And just caught Azizi walking into it, circling the same as he did with the body kick earlier. And that time, extending the blitz, landing a shot at the end of it.
Yeah, it's just making sure one at least gets through, trying to throw combinations, and chances are one of those will actually land. That's
Nice
what's
head
working
kick
for him.
From George. I like how he's just letting them out there, staying safe as well. Not putting any combinations together, but Azizi's not really giving him a reason not to throw these kicks on the outside and giving him plenty of space to do so. There's a spinning back fist, though. Read by Cooper.
Yeah, I love the different looks that you're seeing from both guys. That spinning back fist, all kinds of head kicks, leg kicks being exchanged, big blitzes. They're really trying to keep their opponent guessing, and there was a nice overhand that didn't quite hit the mark, but it's another look.
See how high that right hand is now of Azizi after getting tagged with that left hook. He's gluing it to his chin, knowing he's got to be careful circling into these weapons of Cooper, who's been free to kind of stalk his man down right here. We've seen a few level change attempts from Azizi. There is another one, and he does finish that one. Gets to the outside. Is Cooper going to end up in guard here? Not much time left on the clock, and he's back to the feet anyway.
That's an incredibly important takedown there, but just as important for George to get back up, sprung right back to his feet, and he's on the offensive now.
Great first round here to get things started at the Olympia. Plenty of support in the house for George Cooper here tonight. Many people coming on to see that man perform. Both these guys are from great teams as well. We see Lightning Louis in the corner there for Ali Azizi from Manchester top team, giving the guy some words of wisdom. Got to watch that left hook as he's circling out to the right-hand side. Cooper's made that read, but it was a very good first round. Both guys just letting the game plan sort of take shape. Cooper just snapping the kicks at distance on the outside. Azizi trying to find a way to get in on those takedown attempts. Got one at the end of the round, Jason.
Yeah, very, very close rounds. Kind of a game of inches in that one. I'm not sure how to score that one, but you saw some of the best of both men there. There's that crazy head kick. I'm not sure if we'll get a chance to see it in a replay that just kind of caught Azizi circling that George threw. I don't know how much that landed, but man, that was probably the biggest shot of the whole round. Very, very close fight. Well matched so far.
Bubbling atmosphere inside the Olympia here tonight. Last show of the year for Full Contact Contender. We will be live on UFC Fight Pass later. Cracking main event. Curtis Campbell taking on Daniel Matusic is going to be a banger. But of course, we're here on the OnlyFans stream. Thank you for joining us as they're already getting toe-to-toe to start this second round.
Yeah, right hand just got through there for George Cooper, and a leg kick to follow it up. Oh, that
Cooper,
hook partially blocked, but nice shot nonetheless.
Cooper being very selective about his tools right there. Checks the jab with the right hand and bangs another leg kick. Now a level change again from Cooper himself, who's staying relentless on that. Didn't get the best entry on it, but he's run his man to the cage now. Let's see if Cooper can complete and get on top, because he is great with his grappling game if he gets that top position, Jason.
Yeah, this has been a big part of his strategy for this fight, clearly. But not able to get anything. Azizi is just really, really good on his defense.
Got to be careful there. Azizi going southpaw, and immediately that right head kick came up. That is a target Cooper will be looking for. Back to orthodox now for Azizi, who's having a little blood trickle from the nose. He's taking a few shots. More of that calf kick action from Cooper, who's getting this chance really to just snipe these shots out. Azizi just finding it difficult to close that distance. But oh, there's a straight left though. That was nice.
Yeah, just jumped right through the guard and split it. We're seeing the leg kicks from Cooper. Really, some of those are starting to kind of turn Azizi over a little bit.
Lots of movement still from Azizi. Wonder how that will play on the gas tank. He is a guy that never stops moving, especially as a smaller man. You know, he kind of adapted that well. There's a nice long combination, and the leg kick.
Huge leg kick.
Does back off a bit though. He can pressure here and chase his man to the fence if he wants the takedown. Let's see what Azizi does, but still being careful about the entries because those kicks are coming. There's a right hand over the top.
Yeah, he's starting to really have some success in this round. Those are some of the best shots of this entire fight. Him just coming in with those blitzes and getting through.
Cooper trying to look for the left hook and the head kick. Two things he's been looking for all night. Staying high and tight. Right lateral movement by Cooper though. He's tracking this movement of Azizi very well.
Yeah, he's really having to kind of play with this pressure from George just coming at him. trying to push him against the cage and maybe get another clinch situation, which he tried for there. Nice work from Azizi to break that.
So much of Azizi's stuff comes from so low, it can be hard to see. He dips down real low as he's about to let these hands go, and they come up from low angles. It's hard to get an exact read of where they're going to start the combinations.
Oh!
To the head with the right hand, beautiful job, double shot to the body.
He's
Another
hurt.
right hand to the temple. Now on top is Azizi, trying to take full advantage of this position he's got Cooper in. He's latching onto a leg as the ground and pound is still raining down from Azizi, but great right hand to drop him there.
Yeah, that's a huge, huge moment. Those are by far the best shots of the entire fight. He is definitely taking this round at this pace. We only got 20 seconds left to go.
Trying to attack now from Cooper. Hard to see if he's fully locked in. That foot is not really tight under the ankle, but he might still have enough of a position to finish it. He's off to an angle. There goes the 10-second clapper. Gonna hook the back of the leg, try and break some posture. This is much better now, Jason. He's off to the side.
Amazing.
He's punching, he's not tapping, and there we go.
Man, just when you thought Azizi might have his number, he clearly rung George's bell, but he was able to work that situation into a favorable one with a triangle attempt. It just ran out of time, but yeah, he was starting to cinch that thing up, just didn't have the time to do it.
Great second round there. Again, just action on both sides. You know, we saw Cooper get back to that game plan early, sniping away, but Azizi getting the drop and then knockdown with the right hand. And just as I was talking about how he's disguising the shots, he's very low in his stance, double shot to the body, perfectly set up the right hand over the top. And, you know, that's exactly the same knockout shot Holloway landed on the Gaethje. Just 1-2 to the body in the midst of a long combination, but when he finishes up top after going low, you get surprised by that kind of a shot, and Cooper was as well.
Well, that definitely changed the pace of the fight, that's for sure. Things absolutely escalated there in a huge, huge way. This third round, who knows who won that first round? I would probably give that second one to Azizi just because of that knockdown. It could be anybody's game depending on how you scored that first, though. Final rounds.
Touching up the gloves right here. Competitive fight so far, possibly one round apiece here between both men, but we'll soon see how this final round plays out. Azizi knows what he needs to do, get on the inside, and Cooper now a little bit less long, shelling up a little more, keeping that right hand high.
Oh, just a little short on that shot from George. The jab has been working wonders all night. He just got another one through there to George. Oh, nice hook.
The difference between both men's styles, though, is George Cooper's only ever throwing one shot really at a time. Azizi is putting those combinations together.
Yeah, those blitzes are just really hard to defend, and once he goes for it, he usually lands at least one big shot out of it. Easier said than done, though. A lot of these kicks are keeping him at bay.
Azizi really is the kind of fighter that can only fight in those bursts when he gets the perfect amount of distance. Now faking this shot, beautiful job, and that exactly set up that same blitz down the middle with the right hand over the top. Muay Thai clinch against offensive for Cooper. Let's see if he can reverse position.
Yeah, perhaps George just went to the well one too many times with those leg kicks, starting to get countered off of him. That was one of the bigger shots of the round.
I wonder if he can wrap round and try and transition to the back here, but the underhook from Azizi is stopping that. He's going to try and drag his man down. Azizi can get a takedown here. There's not that much left in the round. He might be able to secure it.
To be fair, I think he probably is one to break here. He's just trying to get the arms off of him. I think it's Cooper. Clearly, Cooper needs to survive in these positions, but maybe Azizi's going to try to take advantage of it. But right now, he doesn't have much leverage at all. He's basically just contending with that arm, and he gets away as he breaks it. Oh!
Again, Azizi using the fakes and the head movements to set up the combinations.
That was a huge looping left hand there, partially blocked. He's mixing it up to the body really well as Azizi. Oh!
Cooper trying to fire back with these single shots again, but Azizi chaining the offense
together.
He might get the finish. Some momentum shifting, and Cooper level changing, lovely takedown, but he's going to roll him over into full mount. Great job of trying to attack guillotine at the same time, but didn't get it, and now going to the knees is Cooper. There's no hooks in, now they're both in. And Azizi landing some ground and pound here, probably going to try and hunt for this finish as Cooper's rolling all over the place, scrambling, attacks a single leg to try and get himself back to the feet.
Yeah, an absolute survival mode here, just trying to get anything he can to stop there being any kind of separation for Azizi to throw some huge shots here. He definitely wants to, but I mean, the tenacity of George Cooper here is outstanding.
The corner of Azizi telling him to get back to the feet right now. There's only 10 seconds left in this round, and I don't know how they're going to score this. It's another competitive round, especially with Cooper ending on top, landing some shots as well.
Yeah, I think that damage has probably taken this round, but George was able to survive it and make sure he actually made it to that final bell. But for my money, you got to give it to Azizi. Between the second and third round, I think he did the most damage the entire fight in those 2 rounds. We'll see how the judges see it, but outstanding fight, really well matched. First round was extremely close. The second, we started to see those hands let go even more from Azizi. That triangle could have short things up. It could have actually turned it in George Cooper's favor. In that third round, we saw more of that really heavy action from Azizi. And George able to survive. Credit to him. Outstanding fight. What a way to start off this card.
Yeah, we'll see which team's going to take home the W. We've got Trident MMA, Manchester top team in there. Both teams have many competitors here tonight, but let's go to Ronnie Rowlands for the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, before we move to the results, give it to both men for going the distance. Each judge scored this bout 29-28 to your winner via unanimous decision in the blue corner, Ali Azizi.
Well, you were right about that one, Jason. Ali Azizi taking the win home, moving to 2-0 here, representing Manchester top team. Getting them off to a good start. Several MTT guys coming up tonight. A bit of hostile territory making the trip from Manchester down to Liverpool to the Olympia here this evening, but there he is with teammates. Lightning Louis as well. That is a W in the books for Ali Azizi. Great performance, looking really good, knowing how he needs to put his game into effect in that one. Lots of head movement, level change and get on the inside, and combinations, Jason, I think won him that fight.
That was such an impressive performance there. Really, really strong pressure there, but we'll get started with the next fight. What a great start to this card.
The following contest is an amateur catchweight bout matched at 68 kilograms and scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds. Introducing first your contender in the blue corner, proudly representing Great Britain top team, Ben Idozi.
Here comes the 4-1 Ben Idozi, down from GB top team, also coming up into hostile territory tonight, up to Liverpool. Had a fantastic career so far as an amateur. It's all taken place this year, 5th fight this year for this guy. Already won a Cage Warriors Southeast title at featherweight, which is not an easy thing to do. He even beat some guys like Tom D. Just Sparrow, who was 8-1 at the time, Jason. Just some cracking performances, a very long, rangy guy, has that hands-down striking style with great power and timing on his shots. But he's been forced to grapple so much. He's also gotten very good at that side of the game as well.
Yeah, no doubt. He's got a super long and rangy striking style. He's a real joy to watch on the feet. The problem is, so many guys that fight him, they don't want to see any of that, so they try to take him down and try to take him out of his game. But you can't let him stand in front of you and get off these combinations, because he is a really, really scary fighter with a ton of danger into what it is that he brings to this game. Super exciting style, really great fighter. Like you mentioned, he's a championship fighter already at 145 pounds with Cage Warriors Southeast title. So we'll see his opponent in just a minute here.
And introducing his opponent, stepping out into the red corner, proudly representing Aspire Combat Sports Academy, Lee Thompson!
Here comes Lee Thompson, 3-1, as mentioned, coming out of that Aspire team. The big pot in here for Lee Thompson. Many of his teammates are competing tonight, some for titles. He wants to get it off to a good start. This man has very, very good footwork, great boxing, travels really well when he strikes, throws in combination, and he can really hurt people with his striking. But like Ben, he's also been able to grapple a lot against a lot of these other fighters who want to grapple because they can't handle the striking. So between these two, Ben and Lee, I want to know who's going to shoot a takedown first. He also trains very closely with Jordan Rutherford, who's going for the European title tonight on our amateur card. And Lee's looking to get himself some top-level experience. He's going to get Ben.
Yeah, this is somebody with a really exciting style on the feet as well, but he does like to do a bit of that ground pressure, so you'll see the contrast in the styles here. If I'm a betting man, I'm assuming Lee's going to try to take it to the ground, Ben's going to try to keep it standing, and it's going to be that classic style matchup. Which one wins down? Should be a great fight.
Ladies and gentlemen, your official fight introduction. This contest is an amateur catchweight bout matched at 68 kilograms and scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, a mixed martial artist hailing from London, who enters the cage with a record of 4-1, weighing in at 68 kilograms and proudly representing Great Britain top team, Ben Idozi. And introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, a striker hailing from the fighting city of Liverpool. He brings into the cage a record of 3-1, weighing in at 67.5 kilograms and proudly representing Aspire Combat Sports Academy, Lee Thompson! Your referee in charge when the action begins, Stefan Jochin.
Great matchup here, last of our free OnlyFans stream fights here, going up to the FCC OnlyFans. If you want to head over there and follow, you can. Ben Idozi in the white and black shorts, blue corner, against Lee Thompson in the grey, red corner here tonight.
Huge leg kick just to start out, a huge combination. We said he was good on the feet as well. Thompson is really getting after it so far.
Oh, the calf kick, but caught there by Ben slightly, who's gone straight into this front choke. Oh my God, it's incredible. Adas locked in already. Can he finish? Now turning it into a bit of more positional control, gives up on it, and they battle in the clinch. Knees on the break there from Thompson. There's a jab.
Way to fight the hands there from Lee Thompson. He just took some huge knees to the body though from Ben Idozi.
Yeah, both these guys letting off powerful shots. Ben, obviously the longer guy, needs a little bit more space.
Oh, he's getting in his face here. Look at this.
Stance switch from Ben as well. Stiff jab. He's talking to him as well, letting him know. Staying in tight, just pulled out of the range of that straight to body there. Ben ready to counter. Nice block on the head kick though.
And that's the problem with that range. As he's trying to lunge in for that, he's getting jabbed on the way in.
Nice,
he had some success early on. But yeah, great job. He's trying to get the back.
To the back. I mean, he put the head on the outside and swung Thompson around now with one hook in against the fence. Going to try and backpack a little bit, give up position. Got the body lock, lovely takedown to finish here from Ben, who's looking big and strong as a featherweight right now.
Yeah, he's looking really, really strong. Massive, massive throw there. This is something we're used to seeing opponents do to him, so it's nice to see the roles reversed, and we're seeing some of that well-roundedness in his game as he's really trying to take over from a grappling perspective as well.
Yeah, Ben definitely more of a striker, but as with most gyms, you will not be allowed to train at GB Top Team if you're not showing up to Brad Pickett's wrestling class. And we're seeing Ben put it on Thompson right now with more takedowns, but Thompson every time able to get back to his feet, butt scooting to the fence here, but Ben dragging him away from the cage again.
Yeah, this is a vicious onslaught of just grappling pace and just not letting Thompson get any kind of separation here. Went for another throw, but it was well blocked by Thompson as he tried to get a leg in and try to get a little bit more leverage.
Thompson has dealt with this from other opponents before. 3 3-minute rounds for these amateur fighters. We're just over the halfway point of the first round as well, so there's plenty of time to work for Thompson. And also this clinch, takedown, continuing battle, it will fatigue both guys, so got to be playing in the mind of both fighters, how much energy they're going to use, especially Thompson, who gets himself in this position again. But Ben trying to hang heavy, sit on him now, drain as much as he can, and also just show him that I'm going to threaten some of these submission attempts here if you don't address these positions, as he's still right in the back and now trying for the rear naked choke. Not really in the best position to finish, but he's still going to try.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, look at this. He's now starting to land some shots here, trying to score as he's doing things, but also trying to soften him up as he's trying to go for a rear naked choke. He's not underneath the chin at the moment.
Well, it looks like he's got enough leverage.
Oh, he might have it now.
Get it, and he is under the chin. There's the tap there from Ben. Idozi gets it done in the first round. 5-1 now from the GB Top Team camp. Comes up from London and gets the job done in hostile territory against, again, a Team Aspire member. You know, Aspire, they've got a lot of fighters here tonight and a lot of people in attendance to watch him.
Yeah, we told you that he was, known for his, stand-up game, but we're seeing way more of that grappling game. He looks so good there, and we told you he was a 145-pound champion already, and he's showing that prowess. Lee Thompson is somebody that's been tapped to be a future champion as well. It just shows you how well matched up this is. We could be seeing Ben Idozi looking at a title shot himself now.
I mean, yeah, as a featherweight, this man is big and long for the weight class. We knew he was a great striker, but also showed his grappling chops here tonight with a first-round submission. Great performance. Let's go to Ronnie Rowlands inside the cage for the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, 2 minutes and 47 seconds until round 1. Your winner by a rear naked choke, Ben Idozi.
Great win for the now 5-1 Ben Idozi. Won that Cage Warriors Southeast title, but a home for him here in Full Contact Contender we will make, definitely. I think we've got to get more of these fighters traveling up from the south. You know, I'm trained down there, Jason. I think more of these guys should come up like Ben's doing and take fights against these guys.
Oh, 100%. You want to see the best of the country, not just the best of, the northern part of it, or some of the, the guys we bring in from, other parts of Europe or, Brazil. We want to see the whole country represented here. We did get to see that tonight in an outstanding, absolutely outstanding performance from Ben Idozi. Well done.
Well, if you head to FCCMMA.com right now /pay-per-view, you can pick up the pay-per-view for what is going to be an incredible amateur card at FCC 40. We have 3 amateur titles on the line, including a European title, the interim bantamweight title, and the middleweight title, as well as we've stacked this card with so much top talent, undefeated fighters going head-to-head. Just incredible, Jason.
Yeah, we barely even got a chance to talk about how good this amateur card actually is. We got 3 title fights coming up with some of the truly best amateur fighters in the planet. Jordan Rutherford is fighting tonight for the European Championship of a guy that's coming out of Italy, and he's been a champion over there. It's going to be probably the best representation that you can get for title status as an amateur in the world. It's a really, really high level fight that we've got coming up for that main event.
Yeah, I mean, can't wait for that. Tons of top talent, 3 titles. What more could you want? We'll be over there at FCCMMA.com/pay-per-view. Of course, after that, we'll be on UFC Fight Pass for the main card. So we're going to be here for the next 5, 6, 7 hours, something like that tonight. So plenty more fights coming your way, people. So don't go anywhere. Head on over to FCCMMA.com, and we will catch you over there for the rest of the broadcast.
Yeah, and shout out as well to anybody who's watching on YouTube right now. This is our fight companion that we're doing for you all. Normally you don't get to see our reactions, but you can see our reactions over there to go along with your viewing experience on FCCMMA.com. And if you haven't signed up for the OnlyFans, we just finished up that portion of the card. That is totally free to sign up. You can get exclusive interviews, all kinds of different things. But we got a heck of a card coming up right now for you guys in this amateur portion. Truly cannot wait for what's about to happen here.
Fighting fraternity. From a sold-out Olympia in the fighting city of Liverpool, this is Full Contact Contender 40, live on FCCMMA.com. And this is our first amateur bout of the evening. 3 3-minute rounds in the amateur strawweight division. So introducing first your contender in the blue corner, proudly representing 4th Dimension MMA, Lila Swarovska.
Well, welcome to FCCMMA.com. My name is Alex Richings. I'm joined by Jason Hartley here tonight to bring you all the action cage side from the Liverpool Olympia. 9 amateur fights coming up for you now. 3 amateur titles on the line. Main event or amateur card. Jordan Rutherford's going to be looking to take 5 titles back-to-back this year when he takes on Graziano Gianni, all the way from Italy, coming on over as a European champion as well. Co-main event, we've got Tamas Jacob taking on Brennan Gate from Wales. Fantastic match with 2 prospects for the interim bantamweight title. And of course, before that, we've got another title on the line here as well. Elliot McGibbon's going to be taking on Fraser Patterson for that middleweight title as well. But first matchup here, Jason. Lilia Swarovska coming in as 0-0. Not seen too much of her, but she's coming out of Poland. She has been training some Muay Thai at Bang Tao, getting that side of her game working, as well as training the grappling here out of 4th Dimension out in Nottingham. But this is her debut hit tonight. All that training has to be put into effect, and she's got to control those nerves as well.
Yeah, we got a chance, even though she's never fought before, to see a bit of her training and her development coming into this first fight. So, looking forward to it.
And introducing her opponent, stepping out into the red corner, proudly representing Smooth Combat Academy, Anna Shukman.
Well, here comes Anna Schuckman, 1-1 from Smooth Combat Academy. She has looked very, very good so far. There's a lot of really nice stuff that she's already developed well. A beautiful wide stance, great boxing combinations, entering and exiting striking exchanges. She reminds me of a very young Rose Namajunas, and she is just 2 fights into her amateur career, so there is plenty of development still to happen. We have seen her grapple a few times in her last fight as well, but I expect her to try and keep this on the feet, Jason, and let go with that striking.
Well, like you said, you know, she tends to be a bit more of a striker, but she ends fights with submissions as well. It's almost like that classic Diaz style. You hurt them on the feet, and once they go to the ground, then you close the show that way. But look out for her overhand, right? That's one of the shots that she really likes to throw, and she throws with a lot of power. She's great inside the clinch as well. She's really good on a lot of different dimensions inside of her game. So it's going to be interesting to see where this mixes up with an 0-0 debutante. It's a little bit more of a black box, but from her, we see some really exciting fights. Looking forward to seeing Anna.
Ladies and gentlemen, your official fight introduction. Following contest scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds is in the amateur strawweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. She is a mixed martial artist hailing from Nottingham by way of Poland, tonight making her debut. Weighing in at 115 pounds and proudly representing 4th Dimension MMA, Lila Traorowska! And introducing her opponent. Fighting out of the red corner, a mixed martial artist who hails from Manchester with a record of 1-1. Weighing in at 114.4 pounds and proudly representing Smooth Combat Academy, Anna Schuckman! Your referee in charge when the action begins, Paul Crossley.
Blue corner, blue shorts here tonight for Lila Traorowska, taking on Anna Schuckman there. Red corner, red short here tonight, meeting in the center. Here we go. 2 women earlier on in their amateur career trying to get some nice experience, and there's a nice teep, outside leg kick. Good distance control from Anna already, Jason.
Yeah, Traorowska getting that jab going just a little bit, but trying to find her range. Nothing's really got through, but there's a couple shots. They're exchanging now.
Yeah, I mean, Traorowska there closing the distance, letting the hands go in combination. Ooh, snappy shots though coming back from Schuckman on the far side. And this is what I meant about that long stance. She sits very wide, but it lets her generate a lot of power because she's pulling those hips and those long straight punches.
Yeah, it looks like she's trying to slip and get a counter, just hasn't quite timed it against Traorowska. But Schuckman
nice
looking good with that right hand there.
Jab.
Oh,
follows up with a left hook.
she's
sits
down.
her down already, and now climbing up with the ground and pound, getting aggressive. Traorowska trying to create some space right
this
here,
might already
but
be
she's
it.
not able to control posture. Hooking the back of the leg, trying to find a way to mitigate some of this offense from the top position. But the ground and pound keeps coming now from Schuckman. Referee's taking a close look.
Oh, that's it.
There
that's
we go. Stops it in the first round. Just 1 minute into this contest. Schuckman coming out with a game plan to dominate, dropped her on the feet, and like you said, found the counter she was looking for, Jason.
Yeah, we told you Schuckman hits hard. She got after it, and once she had an opportunity to finish it, she was not letting off. And you know, credit to Traorowska, she was trying to do everything she could to push back and try to create some space, just couldn't do it. And there's that overhand that we talked about.
And there's another one. So 2 shots landed. I mean, went right over the top of that left jab, which is exactly what you want to do. Came out a little slow, didn't retract, right hand over the top, and this is the ground and pound, just non-stop right here. You saw Traorowska just trying to create space, but she's not controlling posture. She's not able to clinch and just stop this ground and pound from coming, and if she can't change position, the referee's going to stop the fight, and that's what happens.
Yeah, he was trying to warn her. Great job by the referee to let her know, hey, I'm about to stop this, try to improve your position, but there was just too much coming from Schuckman, just absolutely smothering way to finish this fight. Outstanding. Looked very strong tonight.
All right, Schuckman with another first round finish. Let's go into
Ladies and gentlemen, after 1 minute and 3 seconds of action in the first round, referee Paul Crossley has stopped this bout, declaring your winner via TKO, Anna Schuckman!
Great win there for Anna Schuckman, moves to 2-1 as an amateur, getting more experience in tonight here at the FCC cage. We'd love to have plenty of opponents on the FCC roster that we could put up against Anna there, strawweight. But she looked good tonight, Jason.
Yeah, she looked absolutely crisp on the feet, just huge, huge shots. She throws with a lot of power. You can tell she trains really well. She's got a great team there, and it's paid off. She looks really, really good. She looks really crisp. Someone to really watch out for in this division.
Looking very pleased with herself, with her performance tonight. You could tell it meant a lot to her. Very emotional as soon as she got the victory. And you know, these guys work so hard in these training camps, even though it's so early on in their career, they're already dedicating so much of their lives to find success. And you can tell Shookman has been training hard, but we're ready for our next bout. Let's go back to Ronnie.
The following contest is an amateur bantamweight bout scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds. Introducing first your contender in the blue corner, proudly representing Manchester top team, Kyle Riley!
Another Manchester top team prospect coming down to the cage now. 3-3 Kyle Riley. But those 3 losses have been to very, very tough opponents. This is a man who is getting his experience in the amateur and only looking better and better. 2 fantastic fighters there. You see Armin Herzig and Lightning Louis Welfare just ready to continue cornering a teammate at Manchester in Kyle Riley, who comes out every time with a ton of pressure, lots of great striking techniques, but also changes his kickboxing into his takedowns. Really sort of embodied this idea of, you know, if you're going to compete at amateur in this country, you've got to be a mixed martial artist. You have got to be able to win the fight wherever it goes, and that is who Kyle Riley is and what he's capable of.
Yeah, and he's got finishing ability. You know, we got the pleasure of watching him at FCC 35 take out Kasim Atab. In the first round, he was able to take him out. This is somebody who can finish a fight quickly, so the well-roundedness, that lends itself to quite a bit inside the cage already. That's its own reward. He's got that finishing ability. He can get it done quick. Very exciting fighter, definitely tapped with a lot of potential. People are looking forward to see him tonight, and so are we. This should be a great fight, and be interested to see this next fight for him.
And introducing his opponent, stepping out into the red corner, proudly representing MTK Newcastle, Dan Cranston!
Here comes Dan Cranston, 3-2. What an athlete this guy is. Very composed, calculated striker. Got a very traditional martial arts style. Bounces on the feet, keeps the hands low. Very technical. I think he almost looks a bit like a Lyoto Machida. The amount of fakes you'll see this guy do. Fakes from the hip, fakes from the hands. Very, very interesting guy to deal with on the feet. And he's had to embrace the grappling, as everybody does when they come into the MMA scene as well. He is like Kyle on a bit of a losing streak right now though as well. Both these guys are. So both these guys are desperate for a win here tonight. Been subbed in his last 2 performances as Dan, so you know he's been working on that part of the game. But for both guys, they've got great striking, and I hope it stays on the feet, Jason.
Yeah, 100%. And Dan also has finishes with calf kicks. This is somebody who can take you out, and that's something to really watch out for from him. You don't want to let his kicking game get going, but you could say the same about Kyle Riley. This is a really well matched up fight. 2 prospects on their way up. Maybe a bit of a losing streak, looking to get back into that win column. Can be huge for either man tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, your official fight introduction. The following amateur bantamweight bout is scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, a mixed martial artist. He hails from Withamshire and enters the cage with a record 3-2. Weighing in 135 pounds and proudly representing Manchester top team, Kyle Riley! And introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, a striker hailing from Newcastle with a record of 3-2, weighing in at 135 pounds and proudly representing MTK Newcastle, Dan Cranston. Your referee in charge when the action begins, Dave Finch.
Kyle Riley in the blue shorts, a blue corner opposite Dan Cranston in the, we'll go beige, and the red corner here for him tonight. Bantamweight matchup here on our amateur card. 3 3-minute rounds for these two guys. Ooh. Both similar records, similar levels of experience, but both ready to get back in the winning column.
Man, the sound of that leg kick from Kyle Riley, wow.
Watch all the fakes from Cranston. Very
great
hard
jab
to get a read on when he's going to snap those strikes. Right. He knows that though, left hook straight, right lands, and nice head movement on the exit from Cranston.
Yeah, just a piston of a left and right hand got through there. And Kyle's starting to get that kicking game going, but there's another one back from Dan Cranston. Well matched.
Yeah, Riley letting the kicks go. Cranston also has a great arsenal of kicks, as we mentioned, but sticking with the boxing right now, looks like he's trying to time those attacks when he plants his feet to let those kicks go. Both guys good defensively.
A nice body shot. Oh, they just traded hooks there.
Lovely hook on the back foot as well from Riley as he peels out. Cranston getting a bit more space now, pushing Riley up against the fence. He's going to let those kicks go as well.
Great body kick there.
Oh, nice left hook.
Beautiful left hook there.
Set it up with a jab to the body, Pereira style. And came up with the two-piece combination as well from Cranston, looking very good with the defense here tonight as well, blitzing straight right, and that's the traditional starts we talked about. Went for another one. Riley tried to parry, now attacks a single leg, rotates his man to the fence. He's got it nice and high, but can he snap down, finish it? Attacks the ankle, peels him off. Lovely work by Riley, now going to chase the back. Cranston got to be careful here, tries to build a base, back to his feet.
Yeah, great work from Riley. He definitely got stung with that right hand from Cranston. Now he's working for potentially a takedown here, trying to go for a trip, not quite able to get it there.
Ooh, nice solid knees to the thighs though. These do hurt. Will slow down the legs, and that's good technique from Riley. Really nice snap on that.
You can hear that cage side, those knees up against the leg.
Oh, tried to step cross with the whizzer kick, didn't get it, turned into a submission attempt. This is Riley though, staying attached to that body lock, which is very smart. Never let that go, and finishes the takedown. Yeah,
Kyle Riley is looking really great in the grappling arena here tonight in this fight, and it's very smart for him to do, especially with some of the shots getting off from Dan Cranston. He's taking it to a different arena, trying to disrupt that rhythm that Cranston was starting to get going, and now he's got to think about this. This is what Cranston has to think about now, and he's trying to get to his back.
Yeah, Riley really hunting for a way to that back, that right leg. You just watch it sneaking around. It's trying to pass that right knee, but he just can't get the second hook, and Cranston did another good job. Now trying to put that leg on the inside, hit the switch, or at least just try and use it to stop Riley from closing those hips off against him and trying to get another takedown and drag him back to the mat. Every time Cranston's gone down, he's got back up, but in this position, there's really no way he can get any offense going.
Yeah, he's got great takedown defense. He's doing everything he can to keep it from going to the mat, and so far he's been quite successful, but that's not going to win you the round. Maybe he won it earlier, though, with some of those shots he landed. But he's not able to do anything right now, and that's at least a good thing for Kyle Riley.
Both such great strikers, but their frames are a little different. You know, Riley is a little taller, and he's really using that to his advantage, it feels like, in these grappling exchanges. He's getting lower than Cranston, he's using his head well, and more importantly than anything, Riley's been holding onto that body lock, and that is what Cranston cannot ignore. When he tries to hit that switch and when he tries to get out of these positions, he has to break that body lock, or he's just going to keep getting taken down and controlled.
Yeah, if I'm Kyle Riley, I'm going right back towards this. The beginning of the round, you see that trip. Dan Cranston was able to spring right back up, though. Credit to him, and doing everything he can to shuck off these takedown attempts. Great balance there, but, you know, spun him around so fast. I mean, it's just impossible to stay on the feet there. So great work from Kyle Riley, staying in this game after getting stung a little bit in that first round. Yeah. We'll see how the second round looks now as the guys try to formulate some changes and some adjustments to their game plan.
Yeah, some lovely straight rights from Cranston went down the pipe in that first round. He was putting the left hook behind it. Riley, you can see on the left side of his face there, he's got a bit of a welt where he has been tagged by Cranston. So we'll see if Cranston can get those blitzes going again, or if Riley is going to start getting the takedowns going. There's the jab to the body. You've got to watch the left hook coming up behind that. Seems that Cranston's been trying to set that up all night. Spears low, left hook high.
You can already see a huge welt on the left eye of Kyle Riley there, but so far, he's getting that wrestling game going. Huge trip there. That's a big, big moment for him in this fight.
That was just so beautifully done by Riley. Shot incredibly low, snatched a leg, didn't let go of it, and then finished and cut the angle perfectly. And now he's right back here with one hook in 30 seconds into the fight. Exactly where he needs to be, controlling the wrist so he can let go with the ground and pound. And this is just great Manchester top team, drilling right here, that these guys work these positions. Now this arm triangle, going to try and finish it from Mount here. It's on the side where the cage is not going to be a problem. I think he could. I mean, the way he's putting that foot across to control the legs so he can't bridge up and create space, that's high level. He definitely, obviously, works this technique a lot. Now going full mount with it. Can't get
let it go,
And didn't want to sit out of position to try and finish it either, Jason, but kept mount.
Yeah, great work from Kyle Riley there, but yeah, Dan Cranston not letting anything go here. He's going to fight into the very end.
Great shots.
Big ground and pound shots here. Nice hammer fists from Riley.
Yeah, Riley again trying to work more to that back position, and he's doing it, but Cranston knows that fence is right there. If I can get my shoulders against it, Riley cannot take my back, but now he's belly down, double hooks in. We'll see if the body triangle comes out next. Crossing the feet is Riley, but
he's just
slapping him now.
Look at that.
Tom Harvey style.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he's trying to do anything he can to frustrate and disrupt Cranston's.
Nice mount. Good job riding the position. I wouldn't be surprised if he goes right back into this arm triangle again. Bridged and roll there for Cranston, but Riley, again, because he's so tall, he's so good in mount. It's like Luke Rockhold. You've got so much balance, and when you sit up, you just feel so wide.
Yeah, he's landing some big shots here in the ground and pound as well. Not letting Cranston get too comfortable thinking this is any kind of grappling match. He's reminding him this is full-on MMA. There's a big left hand that just got through to the chin of Dan Cranston here. Kyle's definitely taking over in this round.
See if he sits for the armbar, because it feels like it's right there. That arm triangle again is right there. Tried to get the sub and didn't get it, so maybe he's more content to just keep adding up this ground and pound, which is landing now. 30 seconds left in this round.
Huge shots.
He's landing these on the ear. Cranston moving and scrambling and trying to find out a position, but he just can't take away the control. He can't strip the grips of Riley, and that's what's giving him so much control in these positions.
Yeah, seeing some facial expressions from Dan Cranston here. He's definitely looking a bit frustrated with what's happening. He just cannot get Kyle off of him. And the way he's mixing in these strikes is just so nice, because it's opening up different opportunities, and it's creating, right there, just a cheeky little hammer fist right there, just to make him think about that. And while he's thinking about that, he's trying to work for something for the neck. Or, big
all
shots.
Of that is just horrible and uncomfortable. And to me, this just looks like what Riley's had to deal with early on in his career. People were doing this to Riley, and he's learned this side of the game. And this is MMA. This is amateur MMA. Especially, you can be a great striker, but unless you can grapple, someone's going to come along and do exactly this to you. And it sucks, because you don't want to be in these positions, but until you've learnt that side of the game, then you aren't going to be able to get your striking going.
I got to say, Dan Cranston is looking extremely dejected after that round. He slowly walked to his corner, and the look on his face said it all. It's going to be up to his corner to see if they can motivate him and really get him back on his feet, and starting to make it look more like that first round rather than that last round. But you're starting to get some of that cardio affecting things now, and you're seeing the slap that we saw in that last round. I mean, Kyle's just starting to play with him a little bit, and Cranston's got to get some of that respect back. Yeah, demoralizing.
The slaps, especially. It's not fun for anyone to deal with. We're getting ready for a third and final round here. 3 more minutes between these two guys. Like I said, both of them coming off losses. Both guys really want to win here tonight, and Cranston getting all he can handle so far from Riley, who's coming forward with tons of confidence. Cranston letting the hands go now, though, knows that a takedown is the worst thing that could happen in this round, trying to put the left hook out. And there's the long shot from Riley, and again, Cranston straight to the fence and straight into mount here. This is not good.
Man, it's such a shift from that first round where Dan was able to shuck off pretty much every takedown attempt, but now it just feels like Kyle's able to get everything at will, and big hammer fist in the side there.
Big shots from Riley. Yeah, he's done so good with this control, Jason. He's either wrapping the neck or wrapping the body or just stretching his limbs across. Really good use of his long frame for this weight class at bantamweight. He is
shoulder shots there.
Big bantamweight, and it's nice to see that it helps his grappling now as much as it helps his striking game.
Yeah, Kyle's looking fantastic in this fight. Way to turn it around from that first round. It's all in Dan to try to get him off, but it's easier said than done, because Kyle's just so relentless in these positions, and he keeps hurting him in every position as well as he goes for another shot that lands to the chin there. The mouthpiece is falling out.
And he's got to wait for the ref to actually stop a break in the action here, because Riley's taking full advantage and just trying to land these shots. I don't know if the ref is going to give him a second.
Yeah, because the ref doesn't want to disrupt a potentially fight-ending scenario. He wants to jump in when there's a lull. Doesn't want to give somebody a break, especially when this is such a cardio-intensive thing that's happening right now with this kind of control.
Yeah, I mean, Riley is so high and heavy on Cranston. This is an awful position to be in when the guy's hips are above or on your hips and you just can't even get any trunk movement going. All you can do is really use your arms, and they're just not going to be enough to beat this control. Cranston's really got to turn into him here, Jason.
Yeah, I mean, there's another slap that just happened from Kyle Riley there. He's not going to give him any space here. Dan's going to have to make it happen. Easier said than done. Look at these shots coming from Kyle. Yeah, he could end the fight here, realistically.
And you've got to love the control with the right arm there. I mean, he's just stripping and also just keeping Cranston exactly where he wants him with the right arm and just letting go with the ground and pound. 3 points of control, 1 point to strike, and this is basics, and this is what he's doing right now.
Yeah, he only had one arm to defend there. Kyle got a bit happy there with some of those shots and almost fell off the bat, but great job and composure to catch his balance and stay on this kind of back mount in between offensive here, where he's been able to land so many good shots. And there's another big one. He's really hurting. He's really hurting Dan Cranston here.
Cranston's getting in a worse and worse turtle position. Might feel like he's got some space, and he's got to explode right now. He has to do it before Riley gets in there, starts stripping away these bases as well. But just so tough, so much control from the Manchester top team prospect, who looked really good since he got this grappling going in this fight. Great control in these positions, dominant performance in these last 2 rounds, and it's going to be a win for Kyle Riley, helping his man up off the canvas there. Much respect between the two guys as well.
Yeah, outstanding performance from Kyle Riley. He showed that he's not just the hammer, he can also handle being the nail and come back and take over the fight. Tough first round for him, showed the composure of somebody of that kind of prospect status that you and I have talked about, why people are so high on him. He really showed that in the second and third round, took over the fight. And Dan Cranston, I mean, it's going to be a learning lesson for him. This is early on in his career. He'll take a lot away from this. It shows how much that grappling really comes into play against somebody like this. This is going to be the first time he fights somebody who's really good on the ground like Kyle Riley is. Outstanding performance, like a really well matched fight. Started off in one way, ended up flipping the other way, didn't it, Alex?
Teammates are very happy with that one as well. It seems as they should be. Manchester top team, plenty of momentum here tonight. Let's go to Ronnie.
Ladies and gentlemen, before we move to the result, give it up to both men for going the distance. The judges have scored this bout as follows: 29-28, 29-28, and 29-27 to your winner by unanimous decision in the blue corner, Kyle Riley!
Great performance from Kyle Riley. He'll be happy with that. Moves to 4-3 as an amateur now, but he's looking very good, very well rounded. Brought a solid game, was ready for the striking, but ultimately, once he realized he had that grappling advantage, did not stop.
Yeah, absolutely. Interesting to hear there's a 29-27 on there, so clearly one of those rounds really got scored even heavily. I don't know which one would have been possibly a 10-8 there, but fantastic. Absolutely smothering ground game there and huge, vicious shots. Kyle Riley went there to hurt Dan Cranston. Outstanding performance.
2-0 for Manchester top team here tonight. Let's see if they can make it another one. More fights still to come, but let's go back to Ronnie.
The following contest is an amateur bantamweight bout scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds. Introducing first your contender in the blue corner, proudly representing 4th Dimension MMA, Abby Griffin.
representing Fourth Dimension MMA. Here comes Abby Griffin. She's got a great team behind her. Not seen too much of her, obviously, as this is her debut. Not too much often to say, but of course there's so much that goes into your first fight. You have to get the basics of the sport down, then you have to get your mind around the idea of actually hurting someone in a cage and being prepared to do that, because Abby's opponent is definitely going to come in to do that tonight. She's got a great team behind her, and it's always nice to have more women in the FCC, especially at amateur, at bantamweight as well, so it should be a good matchup.
Up-and-coming prospects, super important for the lifeblood of the sport to bring in new talent like this. Oh, and no telling what's going through her mind right now. Been building up for this for a while. Look, try to get booked even earlier on in the month, so I'm sure she's happy to finally be here.
And introducing her opponent, stepping out into the red corner, proudly representing Urban Kings MMA, Rosa Berry.
Big pop in the house there for the Urban Kings prospect Rosa Berry. 1-0 so far in her career, but she's turning into a bit of a prodigy, is the word that we're hearing from guys like Mick Stanton behind her and Daz Morris, two absolute legends in the UK who have been training this young girl for many years. They expect big things out of Rosa. I asked her what she thought about this fight. She said it's probably going to be a tough fight tonight, but when I asked her for predictions, she says she wants to get a submission. She wants to use the judo and those throws that she's been learning, and even maybe look for an armbar in this fight. But at just 18 years old, the prospect and potential of someone like Rosa Berry is limitless. It all depends if she can put it together and start to get this amateur career going off to a good start. 1-0 so far, looking to go 2 tonight.
Yeah, no doubt about that, Alex. You mentioned the team. Urban Kings is just an absolute shark tank of a gym to be inside of. She's got Elliot McGibbon fighting for a title tonight in the amateur middleweight title. Emil Vujakovic on the main card. Lot of hype in this potential prospect.
Ladies and gentlemen, your official fight introduction. The following amateur bantamweight bout is scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, a mixed martial artist hailing from Derby and tonight making her debut, weighing in at 135 pounds and proudly representing Fourth Dimension MMA, Abby Griffin! And introducing her opponent, fighting out of the red corner, a grappler and striker, she hails from the fighting city of Liverpool. Entering the cage with a record of 1-0, she weighed in at 134.8 pounds. Proudly representing Urban Kings MMA, Rosa Berry! Your referee in charge when the action begins, Stefan Joachim.
Both women looking very confident here and very serious going into this one. Abby Griffin, blue corner, blue shorts. Rosa Berry in the red corner with the black shorts on here tonight. Going to be a touch of gloves from the two women. Abby already coming out, pushing the pressure with the 1-2. Nice right hand left hook from Rosa though.
Yeah, left-right hook combination there. Definitely got through for Rosa. But we saw the jab immediately from Abby Griffin. Like to see that activity. She's not looking to get any jitters out. She's looking to get after it immediately.
Yeah, Abby, no fear, walking her down, calling her on, asking for some action. Left hook off to the right hand from Rosa, who's trying to stay composed, but the shots are landing. Abby's arms are out there. Defense not necessarily the best as she's trying to pick these kicks up. Here's the clinch attempt now. And we talked about Rosa saying she wanted to get this to the mat. Nice outside single leg on top. Now raining down the ground and pound. She talked about getting an armbar. We'll see if that happens here tonight. Already gets the win with that. That quickly it was over. Abby Griffin, nothing for her on the ground there, Jason.
Dude, she looks so ferocious on the feet. I mean, just throwing hooks aplenty there, you know, John Lineker style. And she was landing. She was accurate with those shots, and it looks like she potentially has hurt the rib. It looks like she's really struggling with that right now.
Let's take a look at these replays. Yeah, right hook, sorry, right overhand, right over the jab that we saw earlier on tonight, and then staying in her face, putting the combinations together when she saw she hurt her. Abby calls her on, she gives it back with a right overhand and then the left hook. Then these combinations, letting it flow. And you can tell both these girls are still getting started, but got the job done and landed clean now. Lovely takedown straight to the outside, and you see nothing from Abby, who, yeah, looks like she's hurt here. No real resistance on the ground, just ground and pound from Rosa, and she gets the job done pretty quickly, Jason.
Yeah, she got, you know, a really, really great performance. I mean, that's a highlight reel finish if there ever was one. She looks like she was just leagues above her opponent, to be quite honest there. This is why people call Rosa Berry a real prospect. You talked to the camp earlier at Urban Kings. I mean, they've been so high on her for a long time. She's just getting started in her career. And, man, I want to see more of her. I want to see her again. I hope she's back in March.
She looks ready to fight again, is what I was about to say. She's staring down everyone else in the cage. Looks like she's ready for another one, doesn't she?
Didn't even break a sweat. It was so easy for her. And she hits hard. Those shots were landing straight to the chin of Abby Griffin. I mean, nobody can really stand those kind of shots when somebody's throwing that heavy.
Yeah, Rosa did a good job throwing all those combinations. It's the right overhand that she does start some of those with. Nick Stanton giving her some props here in the cage here. Big Daz Morris behind her. Two legends who will definitely turn anyone into a top prospect. And 2-0 now for Rosa Berry, so we're going to see what's next for her. I know she talked about wanting to stay in FCC and getting some good competition, so let's get the official decision though from Ronnie Rowlands.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 45 seconds of action in the first round, referee Stefan Jochin has stopped this bout, declaring your winner by a TKO, Rosa Berry!
Fantastic work, fantastic performance there, taking pictures with the rest of the team. And yeah, Jason, honestly, we had a lot of talk about a lot of different fighters. Obviously, this amateur card is stacked full of people you could point to as future prospects. And Rose is still very early on, but on the women's side of things, we've already seen some incredible women come to FCC and put on good performances. She just add her name to the list.
That's a bad woman right there, man. I cannot wait to see her fight again. Just absolutely, I mean, that's only her second fight.
Yeah.
Imagine what we got to see from her in the coming future. She's definitely going to be fighting for a title at an amateur level here soon.
All right, well, let's take a look at what else is coming up here in the world of MMA, Jason.
It's a hard road until you perfect it. It's nice to train something different, you know what I mean? Without the challenges of life, what's the point of life?
I think I bring a full package that a lot of fighters don't. I bring uniqueness. I want to be at my best by the time I get to the cage and have to perform in front of everybody. I'm a showman, but I also want to win fights.
The only way I can explain it to people is on a race bike, when we're all geared up. When I put my shield down, that's me. A superhero type of feeling.
A lot of people get shocked by what happens behind the scenes. Just flat out, like full noise, like no holds barred, everyone just goes crazy. Things are burning, you can smell brakes, you can smell clutches, you can smell rubber, a level of intensity that people probably don't expect.
The following amateur bantamweight bout is scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds. Introducing first your contender in the blue corner, proudly representing Manchester top team, Caleb Mullen!
Sometimes I feel like I gotta from these streets like the fame for crack. They pull me back, it's real, got a nigga going. Cause no man drunk, gossip, my heart is a hood, my dog thinks I'm rock.
Here comes the very focused Caleb Mullen. Again, another prospect from Manchester top team. This is Louis' third time down to the cage already tonight. We're only getting started. Flanked by great training partners, Caleb Mullen has had some great competition and fights so far. Seven amateur fights, 4 and 3, but he's not skipped over anyone. He has been trying to fight the absolute best people he can. He's got a long frame, long limbs, uses it really well, but has great takedown defense also. We've seen him being big and good and tall in the clinch with his knees, switches stance constantly. Just a well-rounded fighter. He knows what weapons work for him now with all these amateur fights, and he's very good at making them, you know, effective in the cage.
Yeah, no doubt. Most of the losses you see on that 4-3 record have actually come a little bit earlier on. You're starting to see him really put it together and get some of that striking going. Longer ranging guy as well here. We've seen a couple guys like that tonight. He can strike with the best of them. He's really exciting to watch.
And introducing his opponent, stepping out into the red corner, proudly representing Trident MMA, Jerry Kirkham!
Well, here comes Jerry Kirkham from Trident MMA, another top gym in this fine country. Lots of people coming out of Trident here tonight. A very well-trained, tall, effective, aggressive fighter. Initiates takedowns, usually gets them, and likes to work from top position. But we've also seen with Jerry, he's very good off his back as well. He's got very, very good flexible hips. Throws them up well, constantly attacks those submissions. So if this does hit the mat, look out for Kirkham to be just looking to finish this fight at all times here, Jason.
Yeah, he's very well-rounded, especially on the ground. I mean, he's great at defending against things as well. But yeah, you would be thinking he's going to be going for the takedown here. He's going to be looking to take some of those dominant positions and try to put Caleb Mullen in rough positions. It'd be a really fascinating fight to watch tonight. Two more prospects on the way.
Ladies and gentlemen, your official fight introduction. The following amateur bantamweight bout is scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. He is a mixed martial artist hailing from Stockport, entering the cage with a record of 4-3. Weighing in at 135.2 pounds and proudly representing Manchester top team, Caleb Mullen! And introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. He is a mixed martial artist from Birkenhead, who enters the cage with a record of 3-2. Weighing in at 136 pounds and proudly representing Trident MMA, Jerry Kirkham! Your referee in charge when the action begins, Paul Crossley.
All right, here we go. 3 3-minute rounds of amateur action here. Caleb Mullen, blue corner, blue shorts. Jerry Kirkham, red corner, red shorts. Here tonight, two top prospects from top teams, Jason, coming head to head. Lots of patience so far. Caleb, just as tall as Jerry, but he's a lot lower in his stance. Probably worrying about those takedown attempts as well.
Yeah, I'm really interested to see what he does once he can get in close here. It looks like he's maybe looking to set up some combinations here with these leg kicks. Starting to work that jab. Yeah.
Just trying to find the holes right now in both defenses. Both guys very, very well guarded. Whoa. Slip off the center and bang in the backhand to both guys, but they both missed right here. A check hook from Caleb is what he's looking for, though, off the left hand.
Yeah, nice right hand there from Kirkham. Counted that leg kick just pretty much perfectly in time there. Not a huge shot, but a good one.
Tell Kirkham's had a lot of Muay Thai training, very bouncy on the feet. Trying to inch closer, but then always look for those counter-striking opportunities. Penetrating with the jab now to the body. Caleb looking a little bit more explosive and then bangs that left hook again.
It's amazing how many times they've kind of mirrored each other there. They both just threw a left hook at the exact same time there. Not seeing any of that groundwork come into play so far from Kirkham, but this could be part of his strategy. Try to get that striking going, get that almost safety there. That looked like that might have been a cup check, but Mullen doesn't seem to be too bothered by it.
Good either way. Mullen here went southpaw for a second, but I think he's trying to find that long straight down the middle. There it is, as I say, it lands. Kirkham acknowledges that one. And Kirkham's got some good leg kicks. I like the way Kirkham's constantly jabbing and then jabbing and throwing an attack behind it.
He's really trying to attack that lead leg, Caleb Mullen.
Southpaw for Mullen. That straight left is going to be the weapon.
Oh.
Nice catch there. Almost takes the balance away, but good recovery from Kirkham. Nice
Yeah,
leg
right
kick.
back
More
on
of
that leg
is
kick.
Good. Sliding back out of range though. We'll see if he pushes forward a little more and he can get Mullen to the fence, try and get the takedown going, because right now Mullen's the one forcing him back. Lovely.
Oh, yeah, right to the thigh there.
And these are the kind of shots that are going to add up over time. I think that's going to end the fight right now, but they always score points as well. Kirkham trying to advance there as Mullen slides back, but he always has that left hook to go off the back foot, does Mullen. It's been nice for him so far.
Yeah, really evenly matched so far on the feet. Not really seeing anybody taking an obvious advantage here. Not much getting through there for Caleb Mullen, but we definitely did get a nice right hand through from Kirkham.
Both guys very good with their defense as well, and both switched on. You know, nothing has been lazy. Everything has been laser accurate and composed. There's a nice right hand, but then Mullen gives it back.
Yeah, there's a bit of taunting back there from Kirkham as that last shot landed from Caleb Mullen. Seeing some gamesmanship inside the cage here between them. Looks like either man is really trying to impose their striking game tonight and show off who's better. Spin kick, love to see it, but yeah, not quite on the mark there.
Both guys looked a little different towards the end of the round there. Last sort of 20 seconds, we saw a start and switch out of Kirkham and dropping his hands, trying to let the kicks go. But early on, it was all boxing, that fight, really just trying to get close enough into boxing range while dealing with the leg kicks on the outside. Have a look at the replays right here. There's the snapping jab from Kirkham, to the body to the head, but it's everything that's got to come after the jab, really. The left hook, mentioned they were mirroring, exchanging. Mullen's left hook was doing good work for him as well when he was under attack. As a defensive tool off the back foot, just letting him know it's coming there, and the right hand behind it that time.
Yeah, that was one of the bigger shots of the rounds. Really seeing in the replay there. Nice job from the truck to show that. Very, very close round. I have no idea who really won that round. You could go either way with it, so it's anybody's fight, that is for sure, after the first frame.
All right, just about ready for round two here. Mullen, the 4-3 prospect from Manchester top team. Kirkham 3-2 from Trident MMA. Both guys cleared very well trained and sitting behind their defenses very nicely tonight. Can someone connect with some meaningful offense in this second round though?
Caleb's very low in this stance, trying to come in. It just looks like he's trying to get on the inside and try to get some combinations off or something. We've seen, oh, that right hand did get through, but there's another one back from Kirkham.
Yeah, it's after that jab's come out that Mullen's then trying to advance in, but that was another snapping right hand stance switch and a southpaw head kick for Mullen, but back now to orthodox. Kirkham being very patient here tonight, Jason.
Yeah, absolutely. Seeing a lot of controlled aggression here. It's a very close fight. Now he's starting to lower the hands down, maybe taunt a little bit, bait in his opponent.
I think you're right about that, and he caught a stiff jab on the way in there, did Mullen that time.
Nice body shot from Kirkham. They trade another hook there. It looked like maybe Mullen got the better of that exchange.
Yeah, Mullen's planting a lot when he strikes. We'll see if he starts to move forward, and then he can maybe chase Kirkham off because... Oh, nice scramble there to the back. Body locks in right now. Can he complete the takedown? Hands are together, and we see Mullen trying to fight the grip. We're going to run to the fence. As he tries to climb up the body there, puts one hook across.
Yeah, we assumed it would be Kirkham that would be going for the takedown attempts here. And here he is, trying to get something together, trying to get it to the ground, trying to potentially even get a back take here. But nice defense from Mullen, getting his back up against that cage, not allowing any space for him to get through.
Kind of hanging on his man here, crossing the legs. We'll see almost that Tatsuo Taira move where you lean off to the side and try and pull your opponent down. Mullen went for it for a second there, but now trying to stay close and tight as possible and look for his opportunity to take the back. There we go again as he's leaning off and does drag him down, rolls through into the mount. That was a beautiful job by Kirkham. Stayed wrapped on with the body lock, chased it through now into this mount position. Let's see what Mullen can do.
Yeah, this is something that we thought would be a big part of this fight, and it's turning out to potentially be as he's got full mount here. But nice work from Mullen, creating some space.
Yeah, gets the butterfly hooks involved as well. Kirkham very good with his submission attempt. See him attack the neck right now, trying to lock up what seems to be a guillotine.
It was interesting. It was like Caleb was pulling on his neck to help him stand up as Kirkham was trying to maybe even separate there. That knee?
Talk about a headbutt, I think, was a complaint of that. Or maybe a knee that went up to the head as well.
I think it did land, yeah. Amateur rules.
No knees to the head, of course, at the amateur level, as well as elbows. We have these 3-minute rounds. We're coming to the end of the second one right now. Back and forth again, but you got to think Kirkham maybe just a little more active with the top control as well.
Yeah,
this fight wears on.
Again, another very close round. Yeah, maybe you could put it in Kirkham's favor for that takedown attempt, but what did he really score there in terms of damage? That's a much more difficult question to assess because there just wasn't a lot of shots here. And that can be the tiebreaker for a round, though. If there's nothing else has really happened, control is still a factor in the scoring criteria, just not nearly as big as it once was. And we see him trying to work for different things here. He's just not able to get anything going. Caleb's doing a great job of defending. Nice knee to the body there from Kirkham.
Yeah, got that with the sort of opposite bicep control. Pulled him into a knee to the body. That's very creative there. Kirkham looking good though, long, rangy, staying disciplined, looking like a great Muay Thai fighter here tonight. We've seen so much of his takedown game previously. Coming in here tonight, showing some composed striking against Mullen, who has just as much, well, more experience really, but not able to find a way to land anything significant against Kirkham with such a tall guy and such a good defense.
This could very well be what decides it, depending on how you scored that first round in particular.
Now pushing forward is Caleb. Getting the left hook involved. Perhaps it's been advice from the coaches in the corner that you've got to get going and you've got to get moving on the inside with these combinations.
Yeah, Caleb definitely getting some great shots off there at the beginning of this round. He is getting countered a little bit there from Kirkham. Oh, there's a big left hook. Nice left hook to the body as well. He's starting to get through to that head.
Oh, Mullen now really letting the hands go. No, he's only 3 minutes left and both guys seem in great shape. Nice right hand there into the left, and you see Kirkham grabbing the tie clinch and sends a knee to the body off the back foot now. Still drilling the body, thinks about attacking the neck. It's going to help him change position, and there he goes.
You get the sense that maybe the corner told Caleb Mullen that he really needs to go for it here, because we just saw more aggression out of him than we've probably seen out of the last 3 rounds. Really throwing heavy. But yes, here he is again, trying to fend off these takedown attempts. Nice switch, yeah.
Super good, onto the body lock position as well. Immediately Kirkham trying to address it, but he's trying to get this takedown right now as Mullen and waste no time. And now throwing shots. Nice job by Kirkham to get out of there though.
Yeah, great job from Caleb Mullen. He's really bringing the heat in this third round. Starting to land to the body there.
With the left hook is Mullen.
Oh, the left hook!
He's been sending it over and over again, and there's another one. Kirkham standing his base though, throws a right head kick up there on the block. And Mullen not giving an inch, putting the combinations together. Desperate to find a home, that left hook lands again.
Yeah, that's been there from this entire round so far. He's been taking advantage of it. Caleb Mullen is really coming on strong. It's starting to turn into a war in this final frame.
Good job there.
Right hand gets through.
Moving the head, firing back with the right hand as Mullen looks to be slowing down a little bit. I think Kirkham just sensed that with a big knee to the body. Now more knees to the body. Attacking with these shots as Mullen looks like maybe that blitz took out a lot of his final gas tank.
Yeah, he may well have spent it just a little bit too soon before the fight was over. Now he's got another minute to contend with.
Oh, more knees to the body, man. There's the left hand though, as Kirkham's hands were down.
Yeah, he's starting to get some real big swelling there on Kirkham's face, especially where that left hook has been landing. You can see it on that cheekbone as another one just got through.
Both guys definitely tired after this one. It's been fast-paced. There's another left hook by Mullen and another one. Oh! Leant down into that head kick as he went to the body.
Man, that was almost a picture-perfect head kick right there.
Oh, walked into another straight and another one, but Kirkham not worried right here, framing and letting shots go. This has been a war between these two. Another left hand lands and cut off now is Kirkham. Also damage on his face, jumping, turning, cycling to the head.
Yeah, he's just lunging in with those left hooks, and Kirkham is trying to get those kicks going as we end this round. I think that has to be one for Caleb Mullen. I think it probably comes down to how you scored that first round. Maybe you gave that second one to Kirkham. That first round goes either way, and I would say probably the best round of the whole night went to Caleb Mullen in that third. But the person celebrating, you never know how that affects things for the judges, is Kirkham.
Have a look at the highlights now here as well. Mullen trying to get this takedown, had this body lock wrapped up, but Kirkham does a good job here and then weaves under this shot, pulls out of range. Nice work. Exchanging here at the end. The left hand of Mullen was landing. There it is in a hook. And he also threw it from southpaw as well. Boom, there it is again.
That was the story of the third round. That left hook just landing over and over again, finding a spot for it. There it is, lands right there. That was one of the cleaner shots that landed, another one behind it.
Close fight. The judges, though, are going to get us an official decision. Both men have losses on their records already. This is amateur MMA, and you can see just how tough this fight was for these two guys who are from great gyms, are well trained, but they've already been up against tough competition. Looks like Ronnie Rollins is coming in with our official decision, though.
Ladies and gentlemen, before we move to the result, give it up to both men for going the distance. The judges have reached a split decision and have scored this bout as follows. 29-28 Mullin, 29-28 Kirkham, and 29-28 to your winner, in the red corner, Jerry Kirkham!
Tough fight, and split decision, not surprising really. I mean, both men had success across all 3 rounds, but you know, you could tell on the face of Kirkham he was very surprised that there was a split decision, Jason.
What was interesting as well is Caleb didn't look like he thought he won. By the way he reacted after that fight, and when that decision came through, he didn't seem too surprised. It was those first 2 rounds that must have gone towards Kirkham. Great job in Caleb Mullen in the 3rd round, but ultimately down 2 rounds. That's how it goes. Great fight, though. I think either man should really look forward on this one. Outstanding performance from both guys. They've really laid it all on the line, especially in that 3rd round. Great fight.
Plenty more great fights still to come, though. We have 5 fights left on our amateur card here on FCCMMA.com. Thank you for joining us. Let's go back to Ronnie Rollins and keep this thing moving.
Following amateur featherweight bout is scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds. Introducing first your contender in the blue corner, proudly representing 4th Dimension MMA, Julian the Pitbull Cotofana!
Here's a man we've seen a few times before, Julian Cotofana, 4 and 3, training out of that 4th Dimension team. Great gym, see lots of fighters coming out there, lots of fighters coming there tonight. This guy has competed in a lot of different combat sports, boxing, jiu-jitsu, and in the gi and out of it. A well-rounded martial artist, represents Romania as well, but of course fights out of 4th Dimension. He's also a very durable guy with great cardio, which has given a ton of his opponents problems. At 4 and 3, he's got tons of amateur experience, but will be looking to get a win here tonight.
Yeah, and one thing's for certain, this guy has a very exciting, fan-friendly style. He loves to come barreling forward and just throw everything into his shots, usually throwing hook combinations with fight-ending intentions. He's a very, very entertaining fighter. And you can tell just by the look on his face by the end of the fight, no matter if he's winning or losing, he's having a great time in there. And that's why he's a must-watch fighter inside of the FCC cage. You can see him right now. He's clearly very ready for this one, very focused and hyped. But he loves to fight. That's one thing that is for sure. This should be a barn burner, folks.
And introducing his opponent, stepping out into the red corner, proudly representing Immortal Martial Arts Leads, King Lewis Mackenzie!
Amateur fights now for Lewis Mackenzie, coming down from Lancaster. He's got some wins over some tough guys, obviously some losses as well, but this is what happens in amateur MMA when you fight the top guys, and because of that, he's developed a very well-rounded MMA game. Got some great kicks, really long limbs, crashes well in split hinge, had a bunch of good scraps with guys like Charlie Farmer, and really, this man is a dog in there. I mean, I'm going to say it. Mackenzie fights with grit and tenacity. He never gives up a bad position without scrambling his life for it. and he's currently the almighty FC champion as well. So this guy is a very, very well-credentialed and proven amateur, a champion. He's got go-go quarters that he goes for off his back and rubber guard. He's the full package, Jason, and I'm excited to see a performance from him tonight.
Yeah, no doubt about it. You talk about somebody that is a prospect. This guy fills all of those potential areas in his game with a well-rounded style. People love to watch this guy fight. If you watch the Charlie Ballmer fight, like I said, Kodafana loves to have a fight-friendly fight style. You see that out of Lewis McKenzie as well. He is an absolute dog in these fights, and it should be a fun one.
Ladies and gentlemen, your official fight introduction. The following amateur featherweight bout is scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. He is a striker hailing from Mansfield and enters the cage with a record of 4-3. Weighing in at 146 pounds and proudly representing 4th Dimension MMA, Julian the Pitbull Contender. And introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, a mixed martial artist hailing from the city of Lancaster. He enters the cage with a record of 5 victories, 4 defeats and 1 draw. Weighing in at 145.5 pounds and proudly representing immortal martial arts leagues, King Lewis McKenzie. Your referee in charge when the action begins, Dave Finch.
Julian Kodafana in the blue corner with the yellow shorts. Lewis McKenzie, red corner with the black and flame trim here tonight. I'm liking these shorts, Jason. These are very creative. Nice to see some expression from these fighters. Straight away to the center. The longer man, McKenzie, will be looking for those kicks, but he is very, very tenacious in every position. Kodafana obviously wants to get the boxing going on the inside.
Yeah, he's already leaping in with a right hook there. He loves to come forward with those big shots, getting the leg kicks going, which is really nice. Maybe setting something up.
Ooh, nice teep there off the front leg. McKenzie switching southpaw, taking away that lead leg kick that Kodafana seemed happy to land. As he bangs that left hook, lovely level change right here, heavy sprawl on top. We've got the big strong hips of Kodafana, races, chases the back, ends up in full guard. So I talked about McKenzie, he always scrambles hard. And now even in full guard, look how high that left leg is creeping up. That is some flexibility, opening up those hips. And we'll see if Kodafana can take advantage, because right now the guard isn't closed. Kodafana can try and pass, but of course McKenzie's going to be trying to throw those hips up and across. Yeah,
Kodafana's shown that he's game, not just able to sprawl and choke off that takedown, but also turning it into a bad position for Lewis. This is what Kodafana wants. He wants to control some of this action and potentially land some big ground and pound. We know that's what he's going for.
Hips versus hips right now from McKenzie, and this is why he's so
beautiful.
Good. I mean, he grabs the Kimura, not really attacking it, but just using it as a leverage point to sweep. Because what you'll notice there is McKenzie's hips are just great. He just took one hip and slowly worked it up off the mat, and now he's got double hooks in, single, he's come back off the one, as Kodafana is based out on the knees, completely the opposite of where we were 10 seconds ago.
Yeah, I mean, he's just showing that you're playing with a little bit of poison, trying to take Lewis down or trying to reverse position, because, here we are now, though. I guess they're both playing with a bit of poison here. Nice work, but he's got control of that leg, and he's turning it over. Is Lewis.
Kodafana thinking about attacking the choke there. Tries to pull that left leg out, but can't. And again, McKenzie wraps the side, snaps him down, and is now going to snake his way up the body. Keep working up from these positions. Kodafana does a great job, though. Gets back to the feet. Got to turn in, face him with the hips. As McKenzie digging in for this position to complete another takedown, trying to wrap his right leg around there is McKenzie. But takes him across the body instead with that body lock.
And Kodafana's already breathing super heavy right now, which is interesting this early into the fight. How is that going to wear on even just by the end of the round? Now that he's on his back, he's got to need more of that pressure.
And McKenzie in this kind of a position, the ground and pound is there, but he's going to try and set up a submission also. He's very good with his sub attempts. He's got that underhook, or that overhook really there from Kodafana that's stopping him from getting that right arm out, but the arm bar is right there. And McKenzie is going to want to step over and take it. If he feels the position is there, and he's going for it. Got to break the grip now. Hammer fisting away if he can just pull that arm free.
Just the hips are in good position.
There's the tap. Great job by McKenzie. Another submission for that man, showing off the ground game once again as he's on the cage in front of us. dominant finish there, Jason. Really, really well worked.
Yeah, it shows that you can't grapple with him unless you got some serious creds on the ground, because Lewis is an absolute killer. Absolute killer. Just shredded his arm apart there, and that's what Kota had to do. Kotafana had to tap. He had no other choice. Great work from Lewis McKenzie. Really, really strong prospect here.
Yeah, Immortal Academy leads, you know, we don't see them very often, but they've got a killer in McKenzie. This is a beautiful armbar right here. Look how heavy he is, sitting almost on Kotafana, so he can't push up the hips, escape, bridge out, explode out. The left leg comes around, the grip's already in, the elbow's already past the hips. All he needs to do is clamp down, extend. Kotafana's trying to keep locked down on that hand as much as he can, but goes over the top, pulls it back. Let's get the official decision.
2 minutes and 50 seconds into round one. Your winner by armbar, King Lewis McKenzie.
Looking like a king in there tonight, Jason. Definitely. What a top performance.
Yeah, I love a bit of that attitude. The tongue sticking out there as he looks directly in the camera. So game for this fight. Outstanding.
Yeah, man, I mean, I really enjoy McKenzie every time we get to see him fight. And he's got some great grappling as well.
Take a 5-minute break. Get yourselves something to eat, something to drink at the bars here. And also, on the ground floor, we have a stall with signed UFC merchandise on sale. Get yourself down to the stall for exclusive signed UFC merch. See you back here in 5 for our amateur title fights. Thank you.
Yeah, stay tuned, everybody. We're going to take a quick break. Just as you may have heard from Ronnie Rollins, the title fights are coming up. These are some heavily anticipated fights, so shout out to the YouTube chat if you're watching on FCCMMA.com. We will see you in just a couple minutes as we take a quick break here. Appreciate everybody watching. Have some fun, everybody. See you in a sec.
Comfortable in chaos is something that you can't think too much about. It's a special feeling.
It's a hard road until you perfect it. It's nice to train something different, you know what I mean? Without the challenges of life, what's the point of life?
I think I bring a full package that a lot of fighters don't. I bring uniqueness. I want to be at my best by the time I get to the cage and have to perform in front of everybody. I'm a showman, but I also want to win fights.
The only way I can explain it to people is on a race bike when we're all geared up. When I put my shield down, that's me. A superhero type of feeling.
A lot of people get shocked by what happens behind the scenes. Just flat out, like full noise, like no holds barred, everyone just goes crazy. Things are burning, you can smell brakes, you can smell clutches, you can smell rubber, a level of intensity that people probably don't expect.
Going to keep everything at bay with a little bit less power.
You are a friendly situation in fight.
I've always felt like I'm one of the best strikers in the world, so being able to just focus on my hands now, even better.
If you want to see more content about what happens behind the scenes here at the Grand Prix weekend, make sure you check out my OnlyFans.
Comfortable in chaos is something that you can't think too much about. It's a special feeling.
It's a hard road until you perfect it. It's nice to train something different, you know what I mean? Without the challenge of life, what's the point of life?
I think I bring a full package that a lot of fighters don't. I bring uniqueness. I want to be at my best by the time I get to the cage and have to perform in front of everybody. I'm a showman, but I also want to win fights.
The only way I can explain it to people is on a race bike when we're all geared up. When I put my shield down, that's me. A superhero type of feeling.
A lot of people get shocked by what happens behind the scenes. Just flat out, like full noise, like no holds barred, everyone just goes crazy. Things are burning, you can smell brakes, you can smell clutches, you can smell rubber, a level of intensity that people probably don't expect.
Going to keep everything at bay with a little bit less power.
Be ready for any situation in fight.
I've always felt like I'm one of the best strikers in the world, so being able to just focus on my hands now, even better.
If you want to see more content about what happens behind the scenes here at the Grand Prix weekend, make sure you check out my OnlyFans.
Comfortable in chaos is something that you can't think too much about. It's a special feeling.
It's a hard road until you perfect it. It's nice to train something different, you know what I mean? Without the challenges of life, what's the point of life?
I think I bring a full package that a lot of fighters don't. I bring uniqueness. I want to be at my best by the time I get to the cage and have to perform in front of everybody. I'm a showman, but I also want to win fights.
The only way I can explain it to people is on a race bike when we're all geared up. When I put my shield down, that's me. A superhero type of feeling.
A lot of people get shocked by what happens behind the scenes. Just flat out, like full noise, like no holds barred, everyone just goes crazy. Things are burning, you can smell brakes, you can smell clutches, you can smell rubber, a level of intensity that people probably don't expect.
Going to keep everything at bay with a little bit less power.
Be ready for any situation in fight.
I've always felt like I'm one of the best strikers in the world, so being able to just focus on my hands now, even better.
If you want to see more content about what happens behind the scenes here at the Grand Prix weekend, make sure you check out my OnlyFans.
Comfortable in chaos is something that you can't think too much about. It's a special feeling.
It's a hard road until you perfect it. It's nice to train something different, you know what I mean? Without the challenges of life, what's the point of life?
I think I bring a full package that a lot of fighters don't. I bring uniqueness. I want to be at my best by the time I get to the cage and have to perform in front of everybody. I'm a showman, but I also want to win fights.
The only way I can explain it to people is on a race bike when we're all geared up. When I put my shield down, that's me. A superhero type of feeling.
A lot of people get shocked by what happens behind the scenes. Just flat out, like full noise, like no holds barred, everyone just goes crazy. Things are burning, you can smell brakes, you can smell clutches, you can smell rubber, a level of intensity that people probably don't expect.
Going to keep everything at bay with a little bit less power.
Be ready for any situation in fight.
I've always felt like I'm one of the best strikers in the world, so being able to just focus on my hands now, even better.
If you want to see more content about what happens behind the scenes here at the Grand Prix weekend, make sure you check out my OnlyFans.
Comfortable in chaos is something that you can't think too much about. It's a special feeling.
It's a hard road until you perfect it. It's nice to train something different, you know what I mean? Without the challenges of life, what's the point of life?
I think I bring a full package that a lot of fighters don't. I bring uniqueness. I want to be at my best by the time I get to the cage and have to perform in front of everybody. I'm a showman, but I also want to win fights.
The only way I can explain it to people is on a race bike when we're all geared up. When I put my shield down, that's me. A superhero type of feeling.
A lot of people get shocked by what happens behind the scenes. Just flat out, like full noise, like no holds barred, everyone just goes crazy. Things are burning, you can smell brakes, you can smell clutches, you can smell rubber, a level of intensity that people probably don't expect.
Going to keep everything at bay with a little bit less power.
Be ready for any situation in fight.
I've always felt like I'm one of the best strikers in the world, so being able to just focus on my hands now, even better.
If you want to see more content about what happens behind the scenes here at the Grand Prix weekend, make sure you check out my OnlyFans.
Comfortable in chaos is something that you can't think too much about. It's a special feeling.
It's a hard road until you perfect it. It's nice to train something different, you know what I mean? Without the challenges of life, what's the point of life?
I think I bring a full package that a lot of fighters don't. I bring uniqueness. I want to be at my best by the time I get to the cage and have to perform in front of everybody. I'm a showman, but I also want to win fights.
The only way I can explain it to people is on a race bike when we're all geared up. When I put my shield down, that's me. A superhero type of feeling.
A lot of people get shocked by what happens behind the scenes. Just flat out, like full noise, like no holds barred, everyone just goes crazy. Things are burning, you can smell brakes, you can smell clutches, you can smell rubber, a level of intensity that people probably don't expect.
Going to keep everything at bay with a little bit less power.
Be ready for any situation in fight.
I've always felt like I'm one of the best strikers in the world, so being able to just focus on my hands now, even better.
Hey, if you want to see more content about what happens behind the scenes here at the Grand Prix weekend, make sure you check out my OnlyFans.
Comfortable in chaos is something that you can't think too much about. It's a special feeling.
It's a hard road until you perfect it. It's nice to train something different, you know what I mean? Without the challenges of life, what's the point of life?
I think I bring a full package that a lot of fighters don't. I bring uniqueness. I want to be at my best by the time I get to the cage and have to perform in front of everybody. I'm a showman, but I also want to win fights.
The only way I can explain it to people is on a race bike when we're all geared up. When I put my shield down, that's me. A superhero type of feeling.
A lot of people get shocked by what happens behind the scenes. Just flat out, like full noise, like no holds barred, everyone just goes crazy. Things are burning, you can smell brakes, you can smell clutches, you can smell rubber, a level of intensity that people probably don't expect.
Going to keep everything at bay with a little bit less power.
Be ready for any situation in fight.
I've always felt like I'm one of the best strikers in the world, so being able to just focus on my hands now, even better.
Hey, if you want to see more content about what happens behind the scenes here at the Grand Prix weekend, make sure you check out my OnlyFans.
Comfortable in chaos is something that you can't think too much about. It's a special feeling.
It's a hard road until you perfect it. It's nice to train something different, you know what I mean? Without the challenges of life, what's the point of life?
I think I bring a full package that a lot of fighters don't. I bring uniqueness. I want to be at my best by the time I get to the cage and have to perform in front of everybody. I'm a showman, but I also want to win fights.
The only way I can explain it to people is on a race bike when we're all geared up. When I put my shield down, that's me. A superhero type of feeling.
A lot of people get shocked by what happens behind the scenes. Just flat out, like full noise, like no holds barred, everyone just goes crazy. Things are burning, you can smell brakes, you can smell clutches, you can smell rubber, a level of intensity that people probably don't expect.
Going to keep everything at bay with a little bit less power.
Be ready for any situation in fight.
I've always felt like I'm one of the best strikers in the world, so being able to just focus on my hands now, even better.
Hey, if you want to see more content about what happens behind the scenes here at the Grand Prix weekend, make sure you check out my OnlyFans.
Comfortable in chaos is something that you can't think too much about. It's a special feeling.
It's a hard road until you perfect it. It's nice to train something different, you know what I mean? Without the challenges of life, what's the point of life?
I think I bring a full package that a lot of fighters don't. I bring uniqueness. I want to be at my best by the time I get to the cage and have to perform in front of everybody. I'm a showman, but I also want to win fights.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following amateur featherweight bout is scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds. Introducing first your contender in the blue corner, proudly representing 4th Dimension MMA, the Indian Chuck Norris, Mickey Leitner!
Here he comes, Mickey Leitner. We've not seen him since a tough loss to Jack McLeod back at FCC 36. He was undefeated back then, now 7-2. But since then, he's already picked up a title this year, and he's coming in to take on another fellow skilled, rising prospect. Nothing but title fights after this one, ladies and gentlemen, and these two guys might well set themselves up for a title win, or title fight with the win here tonight, I should say. As a fighter, he's a long-ranging guy, throws those long punches over his opponent's strikes, looks to counter, but he needs to get his flow going here tonight, Jason, to really execute with his striking.
Fellow skilled indeed, Alex. Now, Mickey Leitner is a very exciting fighter. He's one of those people that you desperately do not want on your back. He's somebody that really likes to hunt for the finish, likes to hunt for those rear naked chokes, and really make it a terrible, terrible night for his opponent on the ground. That's why he's such a big prospect, because he can do that. He's fought for world titles at an amateur level in various promotions all throughout the UK. And he's at that level. He's somebody that can do that for more than 3 rounds. He's got great cardio as well. So looking forward to seeing him back tonight.
And introducing his opponent, stepping out into the red corner, proudly representing Tap Out Knockout MMA, Charlie Walker!
Big pop for Charlie Walker in the house here tonight at the Olympia in Liverpool. 6 wins, 4 knockouts for Charlie Walker, and he's gotten a lot of attention from other unbeaten fighters with this. I mean, at 6-0 at amateur, heading towards a title, this is a man a lot of people had their eyes on. 3 of those wins also came super early in the first round, where he's just run through a bunch of people. He's got some heavy hands, and even in his ground and pound as well, he lands with a lot of viciousness. And finishes times, they come so quickly, they come out of nowhere. They have to be switched on at all times when you're fighting Charlie Walker.
Yeah, absolutely. And we were talking about championship level for Mickey Leitner. Well, it's absolutely true of Charlie. He's actually won the Unity Featherweight Championship already. He is at that level, 6-0. There's a reason why this is happening before those title fights, because these guys are at that level and have been able to perform and win titles at that level. You mentioned the huge ground and pound, but he's great off his back too, so this could potentially be an antidote for Leitner's style. It would be a real question once it hits the mat. Who takes control here? They're both extremely well reversed there. And yeah, he's got great submissions as well. If you saw the Liam Hardy fight, got a guillotine against him. Great submissions, great all around on the ground. Really fun fight coming up for you guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, your official fight introduction. The following amateur featherweight bout is scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. He is a Kung Fu fighter hailing from Nottingham and entering the cage with a record of 7-2. Weighing in at 146 pounds and proudly representing 4th Dimension MMA, the Indian Chuck Norris, Mickey Leitner! And introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, a striker hailing from Carlisle, he enters the cage undefeated with a record of 6 straight wins, weighing in at 146 pounds and proudly representing Tap Out Knockout MMA, Charlie Walker! Your referee in charge when the action begins, Stefan Joachim.
Should be a banger here tonight. 3 3-minute rounds of amateur action for these two former and current amateur champions as well. But here we go. They want to set themselves up for a shot at FCC Gold. They'll need a win here tonight. Mickey Leitner, blue corner, blue gloves. Charlie Walker, red corner, red and black shorts here tonight as they already exchange on the feet. The takedown attempt from Mickey. Looking for that higher elbow guillotine for a second there, but Leitner already trying to get the grappling game going, Jason. We talked about this.
Yeah, I love seeing that. Charlie was trying to time that left hook several times. He was just trying to catch Mickey as he was coming in, just on his rhythm there. But Mickey's got his game going. This is what he's known for, these smothering style performances where he controls. We're seeing some great defense out of Charlie.
Yeah, some good knees to the body as well from Charlie, which is definitely going to break the posture of Mickey and make him not want to be in this position. But Charlie's got to get that underhook in there with the right hand. You can see him fighting for it, pummeling now. He's going to get it, looks like. But no, Mickey there, super tight with the body lock. He's like now closes off the position as Walker trying to create some space. Not able to get an underhook going.
Yeah, it's just a battle of attrition here to see who can kind of win this first battle between the two of them. So far, a good position for Mickey. This is where he wants to be.
Yeah, Walker's given up on that left arm now. He's gone for the overhook, switching to the other side. Knows he has to break this body lock if he wants to get out of this position. Still doing a good job landing his knees to the body as Walker. But we've seen him in this spot before in some of his fights, and we talk about these finishes coming out of nowhere. He's been in bad positions and instantly turned fights around. So Walker not going to lose an ounce of confidence despite this first round, this first minute and a half not going his way.
Yeah, we know Charlie's great off of his back. We know he's great defensively, not just offensively. He's got a lot of skills in a lot of different areas. And I like the fact that he's being offensive while he's being defensive. He's landing to the body, 3 knees in a row there.
I mean, it's tough for the judges to score, really. One guy's controlling, but Walker is landing shots. So, you know, it's hard to know where they're looking, but surely Leitner with this much control, still sort of in position to be winning this round, I'd say, but there's time left on the clock. If one guy can just get something significant off, that could all change. Leitner now trying to step behind the left leg of Walker, who's just been kneeing him in the body with that same leg over and over again. Unfortunately, Leitner knowing early on he's not really able to take Walker down effectively from these positions with just brute force and brute muscle. He needs to create an opportunity for himself, or create a position where he can better lock up a grip and then attack, because Walker's just been slamming these knees, Jason.
Yeah, this is great work. I mean, he's reminding Mickey that this is not merely a grappling match, and he's striking through every single one of these positions and making him think twice. Do I want to duck down for this when I got a knee coming up to that belly? He's trying to work as much as he can, but I think we are ironically seeing a lot more work, even though it's a defensive position from Charlie Walker, and it's just a matter of how did the judges see that, you know? It's a very confused scoring criteria.
Oh, 2 shots at the end there from Walker, let things go, and that's more of what we need to see.
That might have stole the whole round, because, I mean, he had the better shots just before it went into that clinch position, and he landed a couple of hooks there. It was a double left hook to right hook combination. Those are the best shots of the round, and before that he was landing the knees in the clinch and those little pitter-patter shots, but there were more than Mickey was getting. Again, it really comes down to how the judges see it. You just never know. But,
well, Leitner looked very tired at the end of that first round. He had his hands on his knees, he was leaning over, he's breathing heavy, and if anything, that's just going to send a message to Charlie Walker of what state he's in. Might not be that fatigued, but it wasn't good body language from Leitner, and like you said, maybe that also plays into the fact that the closing seconds out of that round could have been stolen. Leitner knowing early on, though, he's not able to get these takedowns on Walker, so we'll see if that changes the game plan. Walker now knows I can defend these takedowns, so see if he can let those hands go. The knees to the body, we're going to add up there. We'll see if there's a little bit of redness around the torso of Leitner, and there just seems to be a little bit there on the left-hand side.
Yeah, great defense, but offense in that defense. Head kick immediately, tries to go for it.
Tries that whizzer trip over the top as they just battle here. Look at this, that's crazy. Underhook versus overhook. Back to the feet, Leitner wants to push it back to the cage. Tries again with that whizzer. Doesn't get it this time, but does this time. Is he going to roll out? Walker trying to get on top. An arm is still pin trapped underneath. Lands in side control though. Good job for Leitner.
Yeah, this is what we weren't able to see in the first round. Now that Mickey's finally got him into one of these ground positions, what can he do now with it?
Yeah, Leitner just battling hard for this top position this entire fight so far. Finally got it, so let's see what he can do with it.
Yeah, he's very active off his back. This is what we've seen in his past fights. He's trying to work to potentially get a base built, but nice work from Leitner, taking that position from that arm there, not allowing him to build the base, and he's landing shots here now too. So this is what we wanted to see more in round one, seeing it in round two. He's starting to score here now too.
Yeah, lacing up that right arm of Walker and just landing some nice shots of Leitner while also quickly sort of teleporting to the back position there, now threatening to throw that right hook in and make things dangerous. In fact, it's hard to see, but I don't think that right hook is in yet, no. And Walker's got two choices here. He can turn back into him, or he can try and get to the knee and build himself back up to the fence. Leitner, though, the way he's on those hips is going to make it really tough, and now double hooks in, he's going to flatten the man out. This is really bad news for Walker.
Yeah, huge moment from Mickey Leitner. This is the most success he's had by far in the whole fight. But
Walker,
nice.
There he goes.
He's building the base. He's trying to get back up. He's pushed that arm. Now he's on one knee. Got the underhook.
So much support from Walker behind us. That ankle there is going to become a bit of a problem.
Got up though. Well done.
Still on the body lock though is Leitner, and this is the problem because he'll be able to send him straight back down if an underhook can't be found from Walker. There he goes, turns into him. Beautiful, exactly what he needed to do.
Yeah, he's trying to get those knees going against the cage. We're into a round one similar situation, but now we got the takedown. That looked like that might have hurt quite a bit on Charlie Walker. Saw a bit of a grimace on his face as that happened.
Nice job. Gets half guard, doesn't give up the mount. And again, he's up off his back shoulders. He can scoot his way back to the fence, start working back to his feet here. Of course, this is all Leitner this round. I mean, he's got 3 takedowns now, although Walker's done a good job getting back to these kind of positions. Leitner is scoring points, he's controlling. Just let's see a bit of ground and pound now, Jason.
Yeah, this is what he's known for doing. This is what you look to see when you see Leitner getting his game going. He gets on top, he starts to land some shots and gets into different positions, and his cardio will last all the way to the final bell with this kind of ridiculous pace on the ground. He's definitely got it for days. He can keep going. It's definitely got to be his round, as you said, Alex.
Yeah, tough to score the first one, maybe, with what's happening, but Leitner there puts the same game plan into effect pretty much, and this time is able to complete several takedowns. Walker doing a great job walking his way back up, but we have had some fan votes just come in for the main event here tonight. Curtis Campbell versus Daniel Matusic. 83% picking Curtis, Jason.
What's that?
83% picking Curtis.
83%.
Are you surprised?
You know, there maybe is familiarity with Curtis Campbell. Matusic absolutely has a game here that can get going, but definitely the fans are one-sided on this one. 83%, that's a huge score for Curtis Campbell. Highly anticipated title fight tonight.
Well, highly hyped as well, of course, as the Pink Panther. Look forward to him main eventing the UFC Fight Pass portion of FCC 40. We have 3 amateur title fights still to come up here on our pay-per-view on FCCMMA.com. Thank you for joining us. But here we go, third round. These 2 amateurs possibly to line themselves up for a future shot at the title. The 6-0 Charlie Walker getting controlled so far across these last 2 rounds by Mickey Leitner, who's looking to upset the party and take the undefeated record. Walker really has one more round, Jason, maybe to make things happen.
Oh, huge leg kicks. Wow, the thud on that backfire and the head kick. But here we are against the cage again. This is something Leitner's been able to do over the course of all 3 rounds so far, and he's got that takedown.
Yeah, man, I mean, Charlie Walker throwing some solid kicks, but Leitner so confident, just walked forward through all of it, and he was already up against the fence. Walker kind of taking a step back after each kick, making space for himself, and Leitner just took full advantage. It's just good game plan, tactical awareness from the Indian Chuck Norris, as they call him, now trying to snake his way up the body. Walker, though, he's got one right hand to the mat. His right knee is on the mat. He should be able to get back up, but once again, body lock, Jason. We've seen it a lot tonight with that position engaged. It doesn't matter if you get up, you're more than likely going for a ride again.
Yeah, there's always an element of control that's happening with the legs here that I love to see. Even as he had him against the cage after that double, he had the legs wrapped up, and now he's got it wrapped up in this position as he's riding on the back here, trying to work for something, while Charlie Walker uses that cage to block him getting that second hook in around the cage.
Still trying to hunt for the back is Leitner, and this has been the story of this entire fight. We have a minute and a half left in this third and final round here, and Walker, I mean, definitely will go away from this one knowing what he's got to work on. But that being said, you know, Leitner's ability to just stay in this position and not lose it has been pretty damn impressive. You can't fault the guy for his grips, his attachment to the back, and he's just made life hell in there for Charlie Walker tonight.
Yeah, and this is what we saw in Leitner. Even when he fought for the title and it didn't go his way, he was able to do this from the majority of the fight all the way into the championship rounds. It just didn't go his way at the end. But this is how he fights. He can do this all night long. He could do this for 5 rounds if it were a title fight. And he's showing that to whoever's up next for the title. If that's him, if it's someone else, that he's ready for 5 rounds of this kind of grueling pace and ridiculous heart and strength. He can do this all night.
Leitner, such a wiry guy. He's got strength within his frame as well, but it's also his constant, you know, attachment to these basics, to this body lock that he will not give up, to the wrist control in different positions as well, to always trying to circle to the back and land at least one hook in. And, you know, I don't think Walker's broken that body lock this entire round, unfortunately. Leitner's just had the hands together, and although these knees have landed, he's just not been able to stop this grappling assault.
Yeah, he's got about 20 seconds to change what this fight looks like. As of right now, it's going to look like a decision for Leitner.
He's got that leg guillotine right here. I can't tell if the grip's together. He doesn't. Half guard, he can finish it, but it's going to be tough.
He's putting everything into this.
He really is putting everything into it. But I think there's enough height that Leitner can get here on his body. He's going to be able to make space. And there we go. The end of the fight goes to a decision here, Jason, in what was clearly a grueling contest for both men. I mean, they're absolutely knackered.
Yeah, and that's the thing, you know, the offense was always in Leitner's favor. You see it here again, him just attacking against the cage, being relentless until he could find that takedown. Charlie did everything he could to defend in these positions, but Leitner wasn't letting up. He just wasn't. And this is what he does so well. This is what he really excels at. And that's probably the issue for Charlie, is that he was on the defensive the whole time. It was Mickey that was shooting in for the takedowns, not the other way around. And he was forced to defend and contend with these positions. A last-minute ditch effort to try to go for that guillotine just didn't pay off. He didn't quite have the leverage on the choke. And it looks like we have a new contender for the title. We already did, but it's especially clear now for Mickey Leitner. Solid decision, wouldn't you say, Alex?
Yeah, I mean, we're going to get the official one in just a moment, but yeah, it's hard to deny domination of the grappling game of Mickey Leitner. I mean, an incredibly tough guy to keep up with. At 145, he's a really long guy. His hips start, you know, so high up his body, and he uses that to just loom this long frame over guys. When he gets in top position, it's difficult to deal with. Having a nice chat right now as we just count off these judges' scorecards, but we see Ronnie Roland's coming in, so looks like we're ready for the official decision inside the cage after this one.
Ladies and gentlemen, before we move to the result, give it up to both men for going the distance. The judges have reached a split decision and have scored this bout as follows: 29-28 Leitner, 29-28 Walker, and 30-27 to your winner, the Indian Chuck Norris, Mickey Leitner!
And there you have it, official decision. Mickey Leitner moves to 8-2, coming out of that fourth dimension fight, Jim. A kung fu fighter, that's why they call him the Indian Chuck Norris, but his grappling on full display tonight. Dominant performance, he's going to be happy with that one. And anyone who's fighting him next, Jason, you got to watch out for that body lock, honestly, I mean.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's easier said than done, but it does seem to be a situation of getting your offense going before he can get his going, because if you're a grappler, make him be on the defensive rather than him on the offensive, because once he gets a hold of you, like he said, that body lock, hard to break, and he was able to hold on to that for almost the entirety of the third round. He's just it's just almost impossible to get off of you. He's really, really good in those positions. So, well done to Mickey Leitner, outstanding. But from here, we're about to go into these title fights, and Ronnie is about to get us started off. 3 title fights coming up on this amateur card.
The following contest, scheduled for 5 3-minute rounds, is for the FCC Amateur Middleweight Championship. Introducing first your contender in the blue corner, proudly representing Grip Out MMA, Fraser Patterson.
Well, there's been a lot of talk about prodigies so far tonight already, but Fraser Patterson at 9-1 at just 19 years old and already a 3-time champion is an incredible prospect coming out of Scotland. Out of Grip House MMA, which is a great gym. He's already picked up several wins this year and he wants to add another title to his trophy cabinet here tonight. He's got an opportunity to do that, fighting for this middleweight amateur title. On Tapology right now, this guy is the #1 amateur middleweight in the whole of the UK. He's #3 in Europe, and we see on the feet he's a big, tall guy, great Muay Thai, but it's all about his submission games when it hits the mat, Jason.
Yeah, and you mentioned that he's fought a lot this year. This could be his 4th title, amateur title, within a calendar year. He won the first one. Oh, sorry, got my notes a little out of order there. Yeah, he won the first one for Made for the Cage on December 9th last year, so just inside a 365-day calendar. He could be winning a 4th belt, but his submissions, like you said, are what he's known for.
And introducing his opponent, stepping out into the red corner, proudly representing Open Kings MMA, Elliot McGibbon!
Another prospect from the Urban Kings MMA Academy. Head coach Mick Stanton there at the back, looking incredibly intimidating, but not as intimidating as Elliot McGibbon here. One of the nicest blokes you could possibly meet, but in this cage he is an absolute animal. Incredibly heavy hands on the feet, but in his ground and pound as well. Has a low stance, moves the head, explodes forward, likes to get in the inside and make it dirty. I spoke to him at the weigh-ins yesterday to get into his mind about this title fight, and obviously it means a lot to him, Jason, and you can speak more to that, about the lineage of this belt and what it means to him and his team. But he expects it to be a technical fight tonight, and he wants to take this to the deep end. He says he will sink where I will swim. It's my 2nd chance at the belt, and he vows to take it home tonight.
Yeah, you just mentioned the lineage of this belt. I mean, he's got Mick Stanton there, who's fought for the title here. He's fought for it at Cage Wars and won it. Absolutely outstanding. But tonight, there's also another one on the pro card that's happening with Emil Vujakovic. 2 members of the same team between the amateur and pro card fighting for middleweight titles. This guy is brought up in that Shark Tank. We saw Rosa Berry. The type of talent that comes out of this camp is an extreme powerhouse. Just absolutely great lineage of champions already. And like you said, he has a lot of power on the feet, has a lot of power in his ground and pound, really likes to get after it and tries to finish the fight. And I love the kind of eye contact as he stood up at the top of his walkout, was staring directly at Fraser Patterson. This guy is coming out to take that. I mean, like we said, 4 different belts inside 1 year. He wants to take that momentum, put in his own, corner, and also take a belt from FCC tonight and follow that lineage of his team. This is a highly anticipated middleweight title fight coming at you right now.
Ladies and gentlemen, your official fight introduction. The following contest, scheduled for 5 3-minute rounds, is for the vacant FCC Amateur Middleweight Championship. Either side of me, 2 amateur prospects seeking their first taste of FCC gold. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, a mixed martial artist hailing from Glasgow, Scotland, with a record of 9 straight wins and only 1 defeat. Weighing in at 185 pounds and proudly representing Griphouse MMA, Fraser Patterson! And introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, a mixed martial artist hailing from St. Helens. He enters the cage with a record of 6 victories and 2 defeats. Weighing in at 185 pounds and proudly representing Urban Kings MMA, Elliot McGibbon! Your referee in charge when the action begins, Dave Finch.
5 3-minute rounds for this amateur middleweight title fight here at Full Contact Contender 40. Elliot trying to follow in the footsteps of his coaches who held that belt. Patterson in the blue shorts, blue corner. McGibbon, grey shorts, red corner here tonight. Both absolute talents. Both could definitely be taking this title home. As McGibbon already trying to close the distance and let go with those powerful hands, the right hook there.
One thing that Patterson is known for is his telescopic, long legs that he loves to go for that right high kick. And it looks like already McGibbon is trying to time the kicks that he throws. Yeah. Just absolutely leaping in, trying to land.
Nice job. Well, McGibbon there entered, looked like he was going to throw the right hand, read the counter coming from Patterson, level changed under it, and now we're up against the fence. Let's see what happens now with the left underhook for McGibbon. Patterson doing a good job with the left-hand side, tries to change position as McGibbon goes for the takedown and will rotate and switch.
Yeah, this is a position that Patterson is really well known for. They're both great on the ground, and we're seeing that trip happen for Patterson.
Oh, that was beautiful as well.
Look at that.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it was a great takedown from Patterson. Switch from the reap across to the body lock, got top position. We saw the butterflies from McGibbon. Didn't able to reverse or attack the legs, and Patterson, again, on top, where he's broken down so many guys so far. He's going to be happy with this. He's even got the arm laced up behind the back.
Yeah,
controlling the right arm of Elliot with the right arm is Patterson.
Yeah, he's got an absolute straight jacket on that arm right now. He's just landing these free shots. He's got no way of defending these.
No way at all. I mean, he's just going to keep taking them. McGibbon really needs to find a way to roll from this position, buck, get the hips engaged. I mean, it's tough once you've already been laced up across the back like that. But Patterson, very sneaky and showing what's made him 9-1 so far to be able to get all this free damage off in the first round as well, Jason.
Oh, man, this looks so frustrating. There's just nothing he can do to stop these shots from landing. He's trying to pull his chin in so far that it's hard for him to get around, and it forces him to shoot to the back of the head, which, of course, you can't do. You can't hit the back of the head. So there's some good defense still happening despite everything, but... yeah, the arm is now free, so hopefully he can get a bit more defense going for his team's sake.
McGibbon doing a lot of inverting and elevating here with the hips from the butterfly, which is good, and now he's going to get the underhook and sit up from half guard, which was nice too. Can't finish so far though. Patterson snaps him straight back down, but McGibbon good off his back, trying to create as much space as possible and attack his own takedowns. I like it, Jason.
Yeah, he's just a big guy, and it's hard to get somebody that, that much weight on top of you. It's hard to get them off. And right now, he's just sticking to him like glue. He's landed some great, shots here. He's been able to control this round as a result. And right now, it's looking really, really good for Patterson.
Yeah, no real dominant position yet because McGibbon's moving constantly, but he has just passed now into mount. Only 10 seconds left on the clock, but what's Patterson going to do as he starts to let some more ground and pound go? But even from here, McGibbon can sit straight up. I mean, this is some great core strength. Goes into this guillotine, though, that Patterson saw coming. But nice work from both guys, but Patterson showing that ground game. I mean, this is what we talked about coming in.
And this is what we were kind of talking about with the Leitner fight in the last fight. McGibbon's trying to disrupt that rhythm of Patterson because he's so well known for the ground game that McGibbon's trying to be the one on the offense, but Patterson was able to reverse it. I'd be interested to see McGibbon after that first round maybe stick to some of the stand-up things that were working early on in the rounds, but then you have to worry about the shoot from Patterson to go for his own double leg. Yeah, fascinating first rounds. We got 4 more rounds to go, and that was a great start.
Yeah, McGibbon showing what he was capable of on the feet, but Patterson, you know, read it well and really did a great job reversing position against the fence as soon as he was the one controlling that clinch. It did not take long for him to put a really nice little takedown together. I mean, he went for the reap, then switched mid takedown, crossbody with the body lock. It was just a nice little combo that he put together, and Patterson is smiling. He is so happy to be in here. I don't think I've ever seen a 19-year-old that loves fighting more. He was smiling at points during that first round as well. Will he still be smiling at the end of the second is a good question, though. Just about ready to close the cage on this one. So we've got 5 rounds for this title fight, middleweight title on the line. We talked about how McGibbon's teammates have won it before. Mick Stanton, his coach, also good teammate Emil Vujokovic, who fights for the actual title, not the amateur title, in the co-main event here tonight. But McGibbon, it means a lot to him to also be able to carry that belt and represent the team. Now putting the hands together, there's that head kick from Patterson, more of a question mark, that one as well.
You can tell Urban King's really planned for those head kicks because he's doing such a great job already of pairing those kicks that come in, deflecting them, and trying to counter, most importantly. And there's a big left hand that just got through for McGibbon. Oh, there's that head kick, though.
It's so fast and so long, and he can't give Patterson space because if he gets space, he'll get it. We thought it might come there, but a level change again, right to the back.
Yeah, it's more the same from the first round. This is where Patterson, as we pointed out, really, really excels. This is what he's known for.
Yeah, he looks big on the feet, Patterson, but when he's on top of someone, he looks even bigger. And again, the kid's 19 years old, Jason, right here. 10 fights already as an amateur, trying to win a title here tonight. And it's top position again for Patterson with some ground and pound. McGibbon, again, getting in these positions where an arm is kind of isolated, but so tight to him. Is Patterson rotating to find the back now as well. We know how many submission wins he's got. He's not content with this ground and pound. It looks like he wants to get a finish, and now sliding right almost into that full mount position.
Yeah, that cage is blocking just a little bit of it, but he's landing some shots here, which is huge as well. And he's starting to move him over. He's got that arm again. He's trying to pull it back underneath and control. Had so much success in the first round with that.
Yeah, very sneaky. McGibbon not going to let it happen this time, gets free, but in doing so, now being full mounted, trying to push down on the hips and take as little damage as possible. Great job by McGibbon there. Can he sit up, though? We're going to end up back here. Attacks a leg, but he's in half guard.
Yeah, Patterson is doing such a good job on top of reading some of those attempts. What he's trying to use is McGibbon trying to reverse position, but Patterson is ready for it, and he's back into full mount. Look at that.
Great pass again there, just slicing through as Patterson. Back to half guard, though. Good job by McGibbon. But once he's on his back here, McGibbon, you know, he has a few of these bursts of energy where he's trying to change position, but he's not really been able to get up off the mat once it's hit here every single round so far. So we'll see if McGibbon's more content. We're looking for an inverted triangle here almost. Doesn't really have the legs in position. Patterson's going to take this top position, end up in side control really, but McGibbon's working out of these positions, but Patterson's flow on top stays heavy and stays in control.
Crucifix.
He
could land some big shots here.
No elbows allowed at the amateur level, but we still get these short shots. And again, it's this unanswered ground and pound. McGibbon's arm is completely extended. He cannot even take that right arm out of there. Not much time left in the round, but more damage from Patterson, from the ground and pound, and now raining down shots. A dominant end to second round for Patterson.
Huge, huge round. We see another smile. Like you said, that could be, you know, at the end of one of these rounds, that could change. But so far, it's all gone Patterson's way. He's very happy, having a lot of fun in there. You can clearly see it on his face. McGibbon just needs to do what he can to reverse these positions like he's been controlled here in the replay.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was a great job again from Patterson to find the takedown early, even when it looked like the striking was going well. He set the takedown up, again defense, real quick transition. And this was so tight, he locks up this right arm of McGibbon. You'll see him trying to twist and take it out, and he can't. The arm is fully in there, heavy across him with the torso now, pinning down the back of the shoulders. And these shots are nasty, and if he's at a pro level, these are elbows, not punches, you know?
Yeah, it's a shame you can't use elbows on a regional level, because you could be looking at a fight ender there, but he's being very crafty and using the rules to his favor and getting what he can. Very, very dominant rounds. And over 2 rounds, I would say he's very clearly up. It's up to McGibbon now to reverse his fortune going into the 3rd rounds.
McGibbon getting some good advice from Stanton, no doubt, in the corner. Needs to keep this on the feet, it feels like, Jason. and needs to not get his back to that fence straight away, though. Patterson, look at that, able to just lock up the clinch, shake him off, try and get a pass by right here. And again, beautiful job. They get chaining these takedowns again with McGibbon. Counters back on the third, but Patterson's not done, using the momentum to elevate. Gibbon not able really to stabilize on top position there. Great job by Patterson.
Patterson is just so good, man. Just when you thought, yeah, he's back to that crucifix as well.
Early on in this fight, it's just getting nice and big and heavy over McGibbon, who's trying to hide that head now, but he cannot keep taking these shots. Ref having a close look.
Yeah, great job by the ref warning. Some of those were to the back of the head. Got it going back towards the ear there. Those are legal shots when he hits there. And great defensive work from McGibbon to slow that down, because you can end a fight real quick in a position like that. But he's still having to contend with what Patterson is doing on top here, which is just absolutely relentless.
Mick Stanton in the corner asking McGibbon to shrimp to the cage or try and get back to the guard and look for a sweep. Now they're asking him to stand up. He's in full guard now, though. Let's see what he can do. Patterson, like we said, since he's been on top, has not been shifted from this position.
Yeah, he was trying to push off. It was McGibbon there, just not able to create that space. And the long limbs of Patterson, I mean, he's able to land from so far away with those right hands and was able to get back into the guard. But now he's trying to establish a full mount. This is what you said, you know, you pointed out from the corner, the Urban Kings telling him to use the cage to his advantage. But now that he's starting to turn out as Patterson, he's starting to get some success again, potentially with some more ground and pound opening up.
Yeah, just kind of walked into mount there, did Patterson. Was able to control with the hands and then just walk the hips over. And from full mount, we'll see what Patterson could do. I know he's going to be looking for a finish because he's got so many of them. McGibbon, again, able to occasionally get these explosions off. But now he's in the guillotine, and that looked pretty tight. And I can't see it from here, Jason. But now he's in full mount as well. There's going to be really so much pressure on the neck. He's let it go, though. Going to switch to the mounted triangle, looks like. 40 seconds left on the clock.
Triangle, yeah.
To try and finish this one, he's going to sit back. There, the feet are locked up perfectly. Patterson, I don't know if he'll try and stretch the arm out, might get the mounted armbar triangle. There he goes, pulling on the head.
Oh, this might be it.
It's a little bit of an angle, and he's got one now. This is going to be very tight, Jason. And he tapped. There we go, we got the tap off. And Patterson gets the victory with the choke. Looks like a bit of an injury as well from McGibbon inside that submission. Tight triangle choke. And all that he could do, but Patterson, I mean, came in here looking like one of the best prodigies we've ever seen. The number one ranked amateur middleweight in the whole of the UK, and now he is a middleweight amateur champion in Full Contact Contender. So regardless of whoever you were supporting here tonight, FCC has a new dominant amateur champion at 10-1 in the shape of Fraser Patterson.
Virtuoso-like performance. We see him cinching up that triangle. The end of the fight just took it away from McGibbon. Didn't give him an opportunity whatsoever to get back in this fight. Got the tap, and that's all she wrote. Fourth title within a year's time, 365 days. Incredible performance.
Good performance there from the 19-year-old Patterson. Come over to say hello to us right there, but pleased as punch from the moment he walked in that cage. He had a smile in his face. It's kept it on the whole time here as well. I've got to say it again, 10-1, Jason, is a crazy record for a 19-year-old to have, you know?
Man, who is going to be able to stop that guy now? He's basically won every belt you can win inside the UK at an amateur level. Who is going to be able to challenge him? He looks so good. Man, what a talent.
And, you know, middleweights like heavyweights, they're not as common, you know? So when you've got a big guy like that, the list of contenders for him is quite small, to be fair. And for Fraser Patterson, he's a champion now. We need to see, I mean, we're going to get an interview with him, but is he going to defend this belt? Is he looking to move to pro? Jason, there are a lot of questions, really. To go pro at 19 would be interesting. Obviously, if you're wondering why we're still in the cage, until the doctors have finished looking at McGibbon, no one else is going to be allowed to enter this cage. So the doctors checking over McGibbon, who seemed to have some kind of shoulder injury after that submission attempt. He's now back to his feet, and we will get the rest of the officials and everyone else in there to check that he's all right.
Oh, maybe an issue with the arm, it looks like. Yeah, he's very clearly holding on to that right arm. Something happens in the midst of trying to go for that triangle, maybe a dislocation of some sort. Wow. Fraser Patterson is a bad man.
Really bad man, and he was good on the feet too, man. And the speed of the transitions, you know, Elliot McGibbon, third round, he knows what's going wrong for him, comes forward, ready to sort of level change and into the pocket. Patterson immediately level changes under the level change, and then bam, he's on the back in the clinch, and he's got another takedown. So quick to transition. But now we've got the official decision. So let's go to Ronnie inside the cage.
Ladies and gentlemen, 2 minutes and 39 seconds into round 3. Your winner by a triangle choke, and now FCC Amateur Middleweight Champion, Fraser Patterson!
Fraser, congratulations. Another round 2 finish on your record. What's going through your mind right now?
What am I feeling? I feel great. Had lots of challenges in this fight camp, but I'm happy with the fight, so always get the win, that's the goal.
And do you reckon this could mark an end to your amateur career with the you know, the wins that you've got on your record, or do you think you've still got a little bit more to prove?
I mean, that's me undefeated in 11 fights straight, 5th title, so I don't know what more there is to do. If any amateurs fighters want to fight me in the middleweight division, I'd be game for one more, but apart from that, I'd happy go pro.
Is there anyone else that you'd actually like to fight that you'd like to call out?
It took me ages to get matched. We asked guys, Jordan Parker, the former champion, he didn't want to fight. We asked Dan Garvey, he didn't want to fight, so if anyone's game, call me out. If not, I'll go pro.
All right then, let's take a look at the finish, Fraser.
So I'd had Mount a few times. He had a pretty good kip and escape, so I'd managed to trap the arm because that negates the kip and escape. He went to underhook it, I believe, just swung the leg round. I asked Dean how long was left. There was 30 seconds left, so I was like, fuck it, I'll go to my back, risk finishing it there, and I got it. Unfortunately, he popped his elbow, but I think it was pretty tight regardless.
Well, beautiful work there, Fraser. Is there anyone that you'd like to thank tonight? Your sponsors, your fans watching at home, and your team in the corner?
Definitely my coach, Dean Riley. He put so much time into all of us. My sponsors, Born Global, these guys here, and just everyone at the Grip House, Aberdeen Combat Centre, and all my family for the support they give me.
Congratulations, Fraser. Everyone, give it up for your winner, Fraser Patterson, your new amateur FCC middleweight champion. Over to the commentators.
Wow, well done, amazing performance there. But we have another title fight, the second of 3. Tomas Jakob against Brennan Gate coming up for the bantamweight title here in just a few minutes. Exciting fight, isn't it, Alex?
Yeah, man. I mean, these guys are just about ready to make this walk down to the cage. We've got Brennan Gate coming out of Wales, and Tomas Jakob, like you said, a very, very good wrestler out of the north as well, out of Doncaster. Interim bantamweight title is on the line, so we're going to have to see it. And I think Brennan Gate is just about to make that walk. comes the Welshman, and Brennan Gate. Fantastic amateur career so far, 9-2 from Falcons Martial Arts. He's already got 3 wins of 3 titles in 3 different promotions. A win here tonight, he's gonna go for 4. Fantastic work from this man. If you haven't seen him fight, he's a real grinder, but he also has a traditional style, a real bounce to his style, and it makes him unpredictable. He blends kind of old school and new grappling methodologies. Very, very tough customer to deal with, and it's got him 9 wins so far. Tough loss last time out, of course, as well, against a very experienced opponent, but he's here and ready to try and take home this interim bantamweight title.
And even in that fight, he was still dropping his opponent, Flanagan. He has that really fun style that's reminiscent of MVP, of Wonderboy with that side stance, almost karate style, darts in, lands. It was the 1-2 that dropped Flanagan in that last fight. And even in the 4th round, he was still managing to hurt him. This guy is a threat through any point of the fight with his striking. It's extremely dangerous. It could be one shot from him that could end so quick, but he's got the cardio to go all 5 easily.
GRM Daily, big respects to one and all. CSP, I see, free of my people, check me out, listen, boom, yo,
Here is Thomas Jacob, 7-1, coming from that Empower wrestling team out of Doncaster, but all the way from Hungary, this man, and coming right out of the main event as well. He was having a great time at BMF Scotland. He really has great, good straight punches, a great kicking game that follows behind that. He takes his time, he circles, he finds those shots, and he also, of course, mixes in his takedowns really well. Calls himself more of a wrestler, and that's his bread and butter, his ability to control, to lock down, shut out other opponents. I mean, I've seen this guy get suplexes, Jason, dropping people hard and heavy on their head. He's another guy, we talked about it tonight, if he gets that body lock on you, it's really tough to break. He's a champion from other promotions like Brennan here, so really we've got decorated champions coming to fight for a very prestigious bantamweight title in FCC.
Yeah, and that's pretty much the style matchup that we have here, Alex. We have somebody who's competent on the feet, somebody who's competent on the ground, but we know that Jakob loves to fight on the ground with his wrestling. He has a crazy big power double that he can throw onto his opponents. He's got great submissions on the ground, and that's what I suspect is going to happen here. He's going to be trying to go for the ground. Brennan Gate is going to be trying to do everything he can to make sure it doesn't get there and trying to finish it on the feet. So this is a great stylistic matchup, as classic as MMA gets between these two, and it's just a matter of which one really starts to win out as we move along into this fight. Very exciting styles.
It's a very exciting matchup here for the bantamweight title. Either guy that takes this home is going to be one to watch.
And now your official fight introductions. This contest, scheduled for 5 3-minute rounds, is for the FCC Interim Amateur Bantamweight Championship. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, a martial artist. He hails from the valleys of South Wales. He enters the cage with a record of 9 victories and 2 defeats. Weighing in at 134.8 pounds and proudly representing Falcons Martial Arts. Proudly I thumlad, Oscolakanda, Gloisar Conness, I Brennan Gate! And introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, a wrestler hailing from Doncaster, entering the cage with a record of 7 victories and only 1 defeat. He weighed in at 135 pounds and proudly represents Empower Wrestling, Thomas Jacob! Your referee in charge when the action begins, Stefan Jochin.
Ready to get this interim bantamweight title fight underway. 5 3-minute rounds of amateur action here. Brennan Gate, 9-2, blue corner, blue shorts. Opposite him, Thomas Jakob, red corner, red shorts here tonight. Both guys very well rounded. Both have their own style and cannot wait for this one here. The distance being kept by Gate right there. The hands super low, but the footwork is his main line of defense.
Yeah, that classic bouncing up and down kind of karate style already going, and you see that contrast, just a huge contrast in the way that they fight. Maybe looking to get that lead leg going is Gate.
Definitely, I would say, but also those blitzes.
He's known for that.
Left hand and right hand, both on target, well blocked by Jakob, but you can tell already there's a slight hesitancy in Jakob just because of the speed of that slide. But Jakob's been training for this, knows exactly what he needs to do, and will be looking for that takedown. Neither guy is in a rush. We talked about that before. Gate trying to find his openings and see where the holes are. There we go, and that's exactly what I meant by the blitz. And he counters it with the takedown, but right on this guillotine right now. It looks like he's got the hands locked together. Full guard is locked in for Gate.
If he were to get this.
Jakob is sitting up, trying to get as high as he can out of this, but there's still going to be an immense amount of pressure on the neck. Find the hands now as well, and he's going to lock it up, regrip. It looks like it is under there, but I just don't know if that's enough leverage to get the choke. He's going to be cutting off the blood to the side. The face is going red, but there we go. Jakob strips the grip. Nice work.
Yeah, Jakob doing a great job getting on top here, getting control of the center of the cage. This is his game plan. This is exactly what you want from him. He was able to shake off the early danger of that guillotine, and now he's on top trying to land some shots. And he can be very aggressive here. He's very heavy on top, not just in terms of being able to get control, but also landing heavy. And he's great with submissions too, so this is not where Gate wanted to be. And he's got control of that arm. He's pulling it under. We saw that in the last title fight as well.
I like these little heel kicks to the top of the thigh. Good work, very Gracie style back in the day. You can't do it to the spine though. Be careful of that. They used to throw it there. It's not allowed. But you got to land damage in some capacity. There's only like less than a minute left. This is amateur still, so 3 minutes. Even if we do have 5 of them, because this is a title fight. So any damage you can, and sticking his tongue out now is Gate. Trying to piss him off a little bit, get Jakob riled up, goes for this sweep there, the X-Guard sweep, not going to get it.
Yeah, I love the gamesmanship from Gate. He was already taunting while they're on the feet, now he's doing it on the ground. Like you said, there's, classic kidney kicks that Royce Gracie always used to use back in the day. And I love it because, you're trying to be offensive in a defensive position, but the problem is he's still wearing everything from Jakob. This is his game. This is what he does. And it's 5 rounds, so there's no urgency here. He's landing some great hammer fist from the top and got a right hand around as well.
Jakob that got through right there. Very intense first round there, scrappy. Both guys sort of turning up the pressure on each other. We saw a close finish there with that guillotine attempt that came out. But of course, Jakob able to break the grip, get back on top, and then start dealing out some damage, get some revenge there a little bit as well. But it was good defensive work from Gate off the bottom. He did well to survive and not really take that much punishment.
Interesting looking at the body language in the corner as well. Gate's smiling at his corner. He doesn't seem to be too flustered. You have to kind of expect that when you're facing a wrestling powerhouse like Jakob. This guy, that's what he's known for. Chances are it's probably going to hit there at some point. Don't let it fluster you too much and try to get your game going in the next round. And it sounds like that's very much what the corner is looking to do into the second round of this title fight. But Jakob's corner has to be just so confident after that first round. So that's exactly what he wants.
We'll see what Gate can do off his back once he gets put back into those kind of positions. Obviously, on the feet, we mentioned he got the blitz of Gate, but we saw Jakob just time it, Jakob is aware that there's a lot of distance going to be closed, and he can level change right underneath it, and if anything, it's going to help his takedowns even more. He doesn't have to put any effort into the shot. There's an axe kick coming out there. Why the hell not?
Yeah, and that's the thing, that's what's so effective about this karate stance. It's just so quick and being elusive and getting out of the way, but also landing shots. And so far, Jakob just not really able to land a leg kick. He's so far gone by then his Gate, and even going for the ice kick just to try to show him some different looks on the feet.
And as long as Gate can hold the center, this is really going to help. That's a nice job though, real low on that. Got the single, went to the double, and then wrapped the body lock to finish. Great job by Jakob, really knowing what he needs to do against a guy like this. And he's got so much confidence in his wrestling that he's shooting from that far out. That was a very deep shot from far out, but all he needed was to just grab the leg. And ref warning him about a headbutt there, Jason.
Gotta watch out for those.
What was that?
Yeah, can't be doing that. But yeah, I mean, Gate had all the leverage in that position as well to potentially turn that into a sprawl and get out of it. But this is what Jakob excels at so well.
Gate making it, again, uncomfortable for Jakob on top, though. I mean, as a guy who gets his ground pound off, you know, and likes to control, Gate is constantly tagging him, controlling grips, controlling posture, and then just trying to land these short shots on the inside. I mean, it's hard to think of a shot that Jakob has landed yet that's been anywhere near to what you would call significant. There's a couple there around the outside.
Yeah, those are some big shots that are coming around the side there and landing near that ear from Jakob. Needs more of that, using these positions to actually score and land some big shots. We know he loves to end the fight.
Needs to sit up here. Nice job by Jakob coming across the far side, locking out that omoplata attempt, but had his arm knocked up there by Gate. But there's some ground and pound once more from Jakob, finding a little bit more leverage in these positions. Problem with Gate, it feels like, though, Jason, is he's not really making that many attempts to get back to the feet. You know, he's limiting damage, landing shots of his own, controlling posture. But the get-up attempts, they haven't really been coming. And I think it's because he's quite confident in his guard game.
Oh,
that elbow is in there. That elbow is deep. That is inside, as deep as it will go.
Oh.
Just couldn't get enough leverage on the joint there to pop it out. But Gate showing why, like I said, he's not looking for these get-up attempts. He's content to hunt these subs off his back.
Yeah, I think he's looking to end the fight in these positions. He's already tried to work for an arm in 2 different situations between the omoplata and now that arm bar. So he's making Jakob think twice about some of these positions. But then again, this is what Jakob is so used to. I mean, this is where he lives and breathes. I mean, the name of his gym is essentially just about wrestling, Empower Wrestling. That's what they do. And he lives and breathes in these positions in the training camps the entire time.
Based on some of the scorecards we've had tonight, though, they have rewarded or awarded some rounds to guys that would be controlled. And Gate is threatening with submissions and landing shots. I mean, if you do a strike counter, I feel like Gate landed more strikes, you know. They weren't maybe as significant because they were from the bottom, but I don't really know what the judges would be looking at in terms of weighing in those sub attempts as well, you know.
Yeah, and I think this is where it's going to start paying dividends because you're seeing there was the headbutt. Yeah, it looked like that might have even landed to the chin. Great job by the referee to call that immediately as it happened. And this looked like it was really tight at one point, this arm bar. Just wasn't able to really fully get that extension on it. Nice work getting that knee down.
I think his arm was twisted a little bit in the wrong direction, so he couldn't really get the right. You know, because when you run by, you're going to point that thumb to the sky, and that's a good way of making sure the arm is aligned so you can get maximum leverage on the joint where the elbow is. It looked like to me it was just twisted and not really in the right position to get that leverage.
The question is, as this goes on and Gate is having to eat these positions, what is the cardio looking like? But nice combinations, clearly not showing yet.
Yeah, Gate coming out there to let some hands go, and man, Gate threw the uppercut. He threw the uppercut because he knew the takedown was coming, but Jakob still was able to complete anyway. So both guys knowing what's up.
Gotta watch there, yeah.
Feet caught in the shorts. That does happen a lot.
It did look unintentional there, but
yeah, definitely. He doesn't want to be in that position. He can't use the leg while it's stuck there. But Jakob, like you said, Jason, bread and butter, and now in half guard. I'm sure he wants to get some ground and pound off this round.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's its own reward being in these positions as well, because Gate's having to eat all of this, kind of cardio, draining wrestling from Jakob, just being on top.
Yeah, definitely. And, this is for the bantamweight title, intra-bantamweight title here tonight. And at bantamweight, guys' gas tanks tend to do last a little longer, especially in these exchanges. And from what we've seen from Gate so far, he hasn't really seemed too bothered. However, that might be about to change because if he can pull that left leg out, we have a crucifix position about to take place. Still in half guard though is Jakob. Gate doing a good job of not letting that happen, but he is now starting to take more and more punishment, and that has got to make him more and more worried about being in these positions on his back.
Yeah, great job trying to isolate that arm and land some shots, but also great work counter from Gate to get his arm from underneath. And right now it's a bit of more of a smothering position, not really able to score too much is Jakob here. Nice attempt there from Gate to try to reverse position, but Jakob read it. And now he's stacking him up to land some shots here, some big ground and pound potentially.
Trying to invert there is Gate, hide his head and at the same time attack a leg. nothing doing, and Jakob actually ends up in side control because of it. He's putting his right leg back across the body, though. I wonder if he's trying to step up over into mount. Kind of hard to tell. But again, third round, Jakob gets top position, controls Gate, and this is what we've seen from Jakob in his career. From Gate now, he's got 2 rounds if he can survive this one to not let this happen. I mean, it's clear when Jakob is timing the takedowns. Can he stop them, though, is another question.
Yeah, you know, Jakob definitely studied the tape on his opponent here, because this is how Brendan Gate has lost his fights. He looks so good on the feet, and he can end the fight in an instant. Jakob really respecting that, and by taking him to the ground and putting it in his best arena.
You know, I mean, like, fights mean different things to different people. To Gate, a fight is bouncing around on the feet and lighting you up from range. And to Jakob, a fight is getting on top of you and grinding you out and punishing you. So, you know, it's just a different classification of combat. And for Jakob, this is going very, very well in terms of what he came in here to do tonight. Now trying to get knee on belly to let him know how much control he can get over him. Gate's got 2 rounds now, Jason, to make something happen.
Yeah, and the big question now is, too, as inevitably this starts to slow your opponent down, do we then start to see a little bit more of the striking on the feet? But if you're Jakob and you're really respecting somebody who is as dangerous as Gate, like I said, you know, he was hurting Flanagan in the 4th round. Being into the 4th round here, you're probably not going to let him get anything going. Probably going to be right back to this, and we're seeing some of that control. That's mostly what the round was. There wasn't a ton of scoring in terms of striking happening, but there was an absolute cardio attack that was absolutely taking hold. There's no doubt about that. And he's got to be up, at least in my opinion. I believe he's up pretty soundly into this fight. I've got him winning all 3 rounds so far in Jakob.
All right, here we go. We've still got 2 rounds to play for. This is the 4th round. Again, 3 minutes on the clock. Amateur rules here tonight. Brendan Gate has been getting controlled for these last 3 rounds in the blue corner, and Jakob, the wrestler from Hungary by way of Doncaster, doing a great job tonight, showing why he's 7-1. But Gate, again, pushing him against the fence, and when he's got him here, Jason, those takedowns are a lot harder to initiate.
Yeah, this could be a real opportunity, but the ability to close the distance is really working for Jakob there, and he already got himself into a perfect, like I said, he has a perfect double leg. He's just got so much power going into it. There was no opportunity for Gate to even defend that.
Yeah, and that's really something that's hard to teach to some people. You know, like, everyone can learn grappling, but it's generating power with your shot, with the level change and then the explosion from the hips. And it's also feeling confident enough to commit yourself 100%, because you're throwing your entire body at the other person. You can run into a punch, a knee. It takes a certain level of confidence to put some power into it. And Jakob is very, very good at that blast double. You mentioned it before the fight started, and now the ground and pound is going as well.
Yeah, big shot just landed for Jakob on top. Yeah, and playing a few games there potentially on the feet.
Oh, there's the quick hips of Gate.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of these traditional martial artists, they can develop pretty good flexible guards. Those hips throw up really quickly as those legs do. Jakob trying to get that right arm involved to stop that triangle coming in. You know, as long as there's 2 arms in there, there's no threat from the triangle. And Jakob very well aware of that, getting that right shoulder down.
Yeah, and back to square one, you know, classic position here with this guard. Trying to land a few hammer fists. That's one thing Gate has succeeded at, is, you know, nullifying a few of those attacks. There's only been a couple hard shots that have really been able to come from Jakob, but, you know, they're still landing. It's still happening. Jakob is still finding some of those openings where he can. But tying him up, that's something that Gate is doing a good job at. There's a nice hammer fist.
He's been doing that since the 1st round. You know, good job mitigating the damage, where a lot of people have taken a lot of damage from Jakob, but Gate, once he's been on the mat, has not once been able to get back to the feet, and that's just the reality of how this fight has gone. And Jakob is so good with his top control, he's made it really difficult. And Gate has had success off his back in other fights as well. This is just another level in terms of top game and wrestling. And the blast double has been hard enough to stop as well. Big stack here from Jakob. Would love to see him try and get some more ground and pound off now, though.
Yeah, he's just looking so good here with these positions, and just rock solid and being able to hold on to them. Gate's trying to potentially create some space here, and he is at least landing from the bottom. It's good to see some of that work happening, but right now it's almost like those hammer fists are kind of superseding his ability to try to reverse position, roll out, or whatever he can do to create space.
They're just swinging here, Jason, from the ground, both just trying to hit each other.
Oh, he's actually blocking.
Gates landed so many of those heel kicks to the legs. That has got to be horrible tomorrow, regardless of what happens in this one. But we've got just 3 minutes left now for Brennan Gate, who, like we said, man, he's got 3 titles in different promotions. He wanted to come in here tonight and get number 4. And this fight, unfortunately, has just not gone the way it needed to make that happen. Yeah, look at this. Gates like, okay, takedown attempt didn't come. Let's re-enter it immediately. Bam, with a double, and then finishing the drive to finish the takedown.
Yeah, I mean, just so well timed. As soon as he's going for that strike, he's already underneath it, and the legs are pretty much already, just within his grasp, and he just can't get away. And you see more of these just smothering positions, just taking control of the fight and finding a way to dominate. We would like to see a bit more activity on top, but that's easier said than done. Gate is trying to tie him up as much as possible and just not allow him to do a whole lot of damage. So that's at least some sort of moral victory for Gate there. But 4 rounds down, he needs a knockout. There's no question about it, or submission, some way to end this fight.
Here we go. Oh, exchanging. Both really just bouncing and just wanting to let the strikes go early. This does give Gate a moment, though, an opportunity to land something, which is making this more exciting. But we'll see if Jakob's just waiting for that level change all the way out. But it's so Habib-like, right? He just gets an ankle. It's an ankle pick. That's all he needs. And Gate hasn't been able to stop it.
Yeah, it reminds me of the Ale Quinta fight, specifically with Habib. He would just get a hold of that ankle, and that was all he needed. It doesn't seem like he has great leverage, but it's interesting to see right now with this guillotine attempt. We can't really see. We don't have a good angle into what he has.
He's going to give it everything, though, given where he is in this fight. But the fact that Jakob isn't moving shows that it's probably not that tight, right?
Yeah.
Like, if he's not moving, then he's breathing and he's relaxing position because he feels like he doesn't need to move. He's going to wait for the grip to slowly break. And what we aren't seeing are those hands on the inside of Jakob sneaking in and trying to pull apart the grip there of Gate. Now we can
he's
see
totally okay.
a little better. Yeah, he's actually latching on to the leg of Gate right there, which is giving him space a little bit too.
Yeah, nice craftiness there from Jakob to survive what possibly could be the last attempt from Gate. Gate has not been able to get up from these positions.
Yeah, he's not going to finish that choke now as he passed those legs. Look at Gate sprawling those legs. He knows if any one of those legs get touched by Jakob, I'm getting taken down. He's got his hips so far flat to the mat, but he attacks the upper body instead. Attacks the upper body, Jason. It's very smart.
Yeah, he got that underhook underneath that arm and just wrenched him right back up against the cage. He's just so strong. He's just gorilla strong. Ridiculous power in those grappling exchanges. He was trying to do everything he could to, shuck that off, but Jakob is just ridiculously strong.
Trying to bring that left leg up now. He's got one butterfly, one hook, or one guard position, I should say, now in the full guard. But again, Jakob has had no problems really dealing with these submission attempts of Gate. He's got that head position nice and high. And probably we're going to see him land a bit more ground and pound. There's a left hand that goes over the top right there.
Yeah, I don't want to say, this is... it's not necessarily like an easy performance because Jakob is absolutely having to work for this. He's having to, fight for these positions, and he's very good in them, and he's able to dominate in them. And it did end up going what looks to be a full 5 rounds. But otherwise, I mean, what can you say here? This is extremely dominant from Jakob.
Watch those up kicks because Gate have been throwing them.
Can you imagine
if that crazy finish? That was a left hand as well. Jakob landed on the way down. Gate, to his credit, has never stopped trying to inflict damage this entire fight, however it goes. And Jakob, happy with that performance, man. He wants a title tonight. And I think with a performance like that, he's got one, Jay.
About as dominant as it gets. Game plan to perfection. When we look back at some of these replays here, it was the uppercut that potentially landed there. And we see this position. I mean, we had all the leverage possible to stop this takedown. It's just the strength of Jakob taking over and the positional awareness to turn it into his own single leg there. And this is where it really looked like a great sprawling position, but he got that underhook and just absolutely manhandled him, took him down to the cage and controlled the rest of the fight. And this was basically all the defense that Gate could offer up at the end of the fight was these little heel kicks. So good work trying to stay active from Gate, but just not enough to, turn those rounds over in his favor. Outstanding work from Jakob. I mean, he looks like every bit of the prospects we thought he was coming in.
A little bit of a confrontation in the cage right now, but it seems like it's all ending well. Gate not happy with one of the cornermen, perhaps, of Jakob. But between Jakob and Gate, there's good show of sportsmanship. There's good respect. Both guys recognizing how skilled each other is. There we go. Look at that. Some apologies being handed out. It's frustrating for Gate. It's a super frustrating performance. He probably feels like he's the better striker, but wasn't able to do it because of the domination that Jakob's able to impose with that wrestling game. But we need the official decision first, Jason, so let's go inside the cage. We're about to crown a bantamweight champion. He's got his other belt, isn't it?
Ladies and gentlemen, before we move to the result, give it up to both men for going the distance. The judges have reached a unanimous decision and have scored this bout as follows: 48-47, 48-47, 50-45 to your winner and now interim amateur bantamweight champion, Brennan Gate!
Well, Jason, we were talking about the decision, and I wanted to make it clear before we gave that title that we've got to hear the decision. And the 50-45 is an interesting scorecard. There's definitely an argument to be made, and we were kind of talking about it as well. But Gate never stopped landing damage, and if the judges are looking at that, that is part of the scorecards. But at the same time, it's really hard to argue with all the control time that Jakob accumulated and the ground and pound as well.
Are we really saying that wrestling and grappling matters that little? Like, we're going too far the other way. That's crazy. That's crazy.
We do hear some boos here, of course, as well from both sides. But it's an interesting scorecard. Some people will agree, and some people will definitely not. If we got the numbers of strikes landed, I believe Gate would have landed more simply because he kept throwing.
Let's have a few words. How does it feel to have that beautiful shiny sickle right facing over your shoulder?
To be honest with you, that's how it should be. These wrestlers are shit, they're boring, no one wants to watch them. It's the strikers that they want to see. They don't want to see two men laying on the floor for 15 minutes. So in my eyes, I think that decision was the right one.
Okay, have you got a message now for Tom Harvey, the Korean champion?
I don't give a bollocks about Tom Harvey. At the end of the day, he should have been here defending his belt. In my eyes, I'm the champ, and I'm going to stay that champ, and no one's going to change that.
And is there anything you'd like to say to this huge crowd that you've clearly brought here with you tonight, making a ruckus?
To be honest with you, I didn't bring any crowd. All I brought was these couple of people down by here, so let's give it up for these down by here. Other than that, all I got to say is the amateurs are now safe, and the pros, I'm coming for you all. Each and every single fucking one of you.
Well, congratulations, Brennan. Everyone, please give it up for your new FCC interim bantamweight champion, Brennan Gate.
Interesting decision there as well. I'm sure that one that will be talked about within the community. Gate there, you know, making a good point about Tom Harvey. Maybe we will see that matchup. But for now, Jason, it's time for the main event here on our FCC pay-per-view. Before we go to the Fight Pass later on tonight, we've got Jordan Rutherford taking on Graziano Gianni. It's going to be a fantastic matchup. Rutherford trying to make history here, going for 5 straight titles inside 1 year. But first, we will see the opponent, Gianni from Italy, making that walk. Graziano Gianni, all the way from Italy in Rome. A fantastic amateur career so far for this man, 7-2, and it's a great opportunity for him tonight. He is inside the top 15 of amateur welterweights in Europe. He's a number 2 guy in Italy at welterweight, and honestly he's been on such a streak, 6 wins in a row with several first round finishes, gets it done with his submissions, backs it up with the wrestling, and he'll be wanting to get the bigger man to the ground tonight in Jordan Rutherford. Great combos on the feet as well, but he's going to be looking for the level changes, Jason.
Yeah, absolutely. This is somebody who's dealt with really, really dangerous strikers. In his last fight, that was what he was coming off of. An incredibly dangerous striker that threw everything at him, but he's great at ducking under those, getting big takedowns and controlling the fight. And I think that's the stylistic kind of contrast that we'll see between both fighters tonight. Gianni, I believe, is going to be looking for the ground.
Comes the current 4-belt wearing champion, Jordan Rutherford, currently the champion here in FCC as well at welterweight, but tonight he's fighting for the European welterweight title against his international opponent Gianni. So many people inside this Olympia here tonight for Rutherford. He's got McCracken right there in his corner from that Aspire team, such a great team who have put out some great performances here tonight, and are banking on another one here from Rutherford, who wants to go for 5 titles in 1 year. It's never been done before, back to back in 5 straight performances and wins. If you've not seen him fight, he's a very long, creative Muay Thai striker, but now as he's fought better and better competition, he's really tightened up his arsenal to what is effective and what will keep him in safe measure to keep winning these fights. He's a great grappler now as well. We've seen him get up for difficult positions, attack his own wrestling, and he's going to need to bring that grappling tonight against his opponent Gianni, Jason.
Yeah, he's coming off the Christian Soto performance. Christian Soto was coming up to challenge him for the 170-pound title here at FCC, and he dealt with a lot of that wrestling, which you believe you will see tonight from Gianni. And he's an outstanding person on the feet, but he's really great with that defense, and he showed that in the Christian Soto fight. Very exciting fighter. Great title fight.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your main event, sanctioned by the English Mixed Martial Arts Association. Keeping score, your judges cage side, Craig Maxfield, Ty Joachim, and Ray Thompson. Keeping time, your timekeeper, Kath Hall. And keeping order, your referee, Paul Crossley. And now, fighting fraternity, we have reached our final destination. From the edge of your seat, witness the top of the card. It's tonight's main event, 5 3-minute rounds under unified amateur rules, and the FCC Amateur European Welterweight Championship is on the line! Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, a wrestler hailing from the eternal city of Rome. He enters the cage with a record of 7-2 and weighed in at 167 kilograms. He proudly represents Bronx Fighting Championships. Fratelli Contender, per favore date un caloroso benvenuto a Graziano Gianni Jones. And introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, a mixed martial artist hailing from the fighting city of Liverpool by way of Scotland. He enters the cage with a record of 8-2 and weighs in at 169 pounds. Proudly representing Aspire Combat Sports Academy, he is your undisputed FCC British welterweight champion tonight, fighting for double gold, fighting fraternity. This is Jordan the Jock Rutherford!
Okay, gentlemen, I've been over the rules already. Listen to me all times, protect yourself at all times. You know what I expect. Touch gloves. Let's go.
Getting this 5-round, 3-minute European welterweight title fight underway here. Gianni in the blue corner, in the blue shorts. Jordan Rutherford, red corner, red shorts, here tonight, man. What a matchup, striker versus grappler, but this is mixed martial arts and anything could happen.
Yeah, we've seen some great strikes in the past from Gianni, but, you know, typically he does tend to be that wrestler, and right now you're starting to see a bit of those strikes, though. Some great leg kicks to start off for Gianni.
Yeah, Jordan already snapping that front kick, though. He's landed a few right to the breadbasket, right up the middle, and it's a great weapon to also keep the distance. As soon as he got outside that inner octagon, though, yeah, you're right, Gianni ready to shoot. Nice level change, in on this single, now switching up top to fight the body.
Yeah, this is something that we've seen in a lot of these fights. He can handle dangerous strikers, and he's done it really, really well throughout his career.
Nice work.
Yeah, exactly. And this is what we see from Rutherford. He's got outstanding takedown defense, and like you said earlier, Alex, he's got his own grappling prowess that he's started to show off in the last few fights. Nice knee to the body there, too. Oh,
beautiful takedown by Jordan Rutherford with the body lock. Completely takes him off the feet and cuts the angle there, ending up inside, but now hovering over his man. If he can posture up, we know Rutherford's got some good ground and pound, but right now locking down position over Gianni.
Huge, huge, huge moment here. This shows how well-rounded Jordan Rutherford is. This shows what he can do. Yeah, he really has become the total package. If his titles didn't already say it for you, this definitely shows it.
Good job now, trying to slowly walk his way up the body. Knee on that right arm of Gianni to try and get a little bit of ground and pound off, but needs to get past one of these knees, really, to get himself into position a little bit closer to do a bit more damage here in this position. Gianni obviously on a hip here. It's good for him, better than being flat on the back, but with himself pressed up against the cage, unless he can build a base with that right hand, he's going to have a tough time getting out of this position.
Yeah, and Rutherford's not giving him any space. He's trying to land some shots here, too. He's trying to posture up. Nice defense from Gianni on the bottom here to try to stop some of that, but easier said than done. As we got another minute left to go here, we could start to see a whole lot more come down.
Using a good job with that underhook so far. I mean, it helped him get the takedown, and he has not given up this entire time. Now framing, and we're going to see some shots come off of it. No elbows yet at amateur, but you were going to imagine Rutherford would get some going. Nice hammer fist, but Gianni used that try and bridge it. It was set up. Still working to get up from this position. We've got 30 seconds left in the fight, but Rutherford attacking the neck right here.
He might have this.
For a glass choke. We'll see if he can get this in. Try to walk away. He's going to chase him for the legs. He's hooked the legs. That's it. He's down. By Jordan Rutherford. Fantastic job. A glass choke there. Beautifully done by Rutherford. 5 world titles in a row for that man. The Jock. Strap him up, Jason.
Man, look at the progression of this fighter. We've seen it right in front of our eyes all throughout his amateur career, essentially going from just pretty much what you would consider a pure striker straight on to this guy who just took down a powerhouse wrestler, controlled him, and here we see the finish.
Fantastic job, locks it up, and he's already tight to him here. You'll see Gianni push off the cage, try and walk away as much as he can, but Rutherford laced up the legs. And with those long arms, Jason, these are exactly the kind of chokes you want to go for. Rutherford's putting it in his arsenal, and you know, he said it. He wanted to show out his submission game. Before that, he literally, I've got it written down, we didn't even say it. Hoping to show off his jiu-jitsu tonight. He's done just that, Jason, and that is a top European welterweight inside the top 15, the number 2 guy from Italy for that weight class as well.
The question is, what is left for Jordan to do now at amateur? This is the same situation that we saw from Fraser Patterson. He was essentially saying on the mic earlier, I'm pretty much going to turn pro unless somebody will actually fight me. I'm having a hard time getting fights. You got to think that we're in the exact same position for Jordan Rutherford. He just looks so good. What a highlight reel ending to that fight.
Ladies and gentlemen, 2 minutes and 47 seconds into round 1. Your winner via Darce choke, and now FCC Amateur European Welterweight Champion, Jordan the Jock Rutherford!
5 titles in a row in a year. At amateur, I don't think it's ever been done. I don't know if anyone will ever do it again, Jason, but he's going to be incredibly happy. Good show of sportsmanship there with the man who made the trip across the water, Gianni. I spoke to him before. He seemed very confident, but unfortunately, Rutherford looking undeniable in every aspect of the game here, man. The way he reversed that position, Jason, and then attacked his own sub.
Man, I can't wait to hear what he says here, because this could be very well the end of his amateur career. Cody's going to be inside the cage with him here momentarily as he's, kind of finishing up with the congratulations. He needs to soak this moment in. He has absolutely deserved it. Will he go pro, or will we see him another time here in the amateur ranks? What a champion, man. What a champion. Oh, he's got the other belts here now, too. Oh, amazing. Yeah, absolutely taking in the moment here. You have to, man. You have to. I think we've just witnessed the end of his career, but we'll hear it now from Cody.
Another finish on your record and another beautiful goal to go in the cabinet back home. What is going through your mind right now?
Do you know what it is? I fucking felt this all camp. I fucking needed to put on a performance like that. Because listen, I just want to do something now quickly while we're on the mic. Listen, this is me going pro after this, so here's to the army gloves. Putting the army gloves. Putting the army gloves down though, because that was my last amateur performance. Going pro with this next one, so listen, let's fucking go. Honestly, big thanks to my team, all my sponsors and that, but we've been drilling this shit all camp. It was just, I told you it's meant to be.
Well, it makes sense, doesn't it? I mean, what more could you achieve in your amateur career? It's about time, really, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Honestly, and thank you to FCC and that for giving me this opportunity, but listen, plenty more big performances like that to come. Stay tuned from the jock. Yours sincerely.
Is there anyone you'd like to thank right now, Jordan? Your team, your fans, your family?
Look, Liam, Dean, Joe, Phil, and Eddie, who's not here, just everyone that I've worked with this camp. Everyone at Aspire in combat base is really pushing me really hard, and I'm turning up every single session and getting better and better. So it's showing, starting to show now. I felt so composed there coming out. Phil sitting in the cage, didn't even feel like I was in a fight. You know what I mean?
Well, let's take a look at your finish here, Jordan, because I am pretty sure you demoed this for me and Hazel when we came to visit you in the gym. So talk us through it.
Yeah, I've actually been fucking getting that loads in camp. I was actually hoping to put on my kip, but he tapped out early, so it was obviously tight from the get-go. But honestly, thanks to Phil, because we were drilling that like a few weeks out and yesterday. So I mean, buzzing.
Unbelievable performance, Jordan, and we can't wait to see what you do next, especially now you're going at a pro. I'm made up for you. Everyone, please put your hands together for your new European welterweight champion, Jordan the Jock Rutherford.
Jordan the Jock Rutherford right here, getting incredible amount of support, wants to hold those two titles up here. Well, that will be the end of our pay-per-view show here on FCCMMA.com. It ends in splendiferous victory for Mr. Rutherford. 5 titles, Jason. Unbelievable stuff right here. And we do have our UFC Fight Pass card coming up at 7:30 later on tonight. But any thoughts for you, Jason, on this amateur card?
That has to be what's going to be one of the most anticipated pro debuts coming from Jordan Rutherford there. What he accomplished is absolutely phenomenal. But of course, we got a whole nother card that's about to be coming up. The pro, we're about to move into that at 7:30 here in the UK on Fight Pass. Incredible fights coming up.
Yeah, we will stay tuned here live from the Olympia. FCC 40 has been off to a fantastic start so far. But yeah, we have 2 amazing title fights heading the bill. Curtis Campbell, we've got Emil Vujokovic as well coming in. Nothing but bangers for that card. 9-fight pro card coming at you live on UFC Fight Pass at 7:30. Do not miss it. We will see you then.
Going to keep everything at bay with a little bit less power.
Be ready for any situation you fight.